beats for more than just you. It beats for the people, moments, and dreams that matter most. More heart in more places for you. Covenant Health. Let our strength be yours.
Hey, East Tennessee, ready to save big? It's all at Hammer's Dry Goods. For over 70 years, we've been your hometown store for famous brand men's and ladies' clothing at rock-bottom prices. Need rugged workwear? Sharp casual looks? Ladies' game day gear? We've got it all, and it's priced to move. And when you shop Hammer's, you keep your money local, supporting our schools, our students, and our community. Hammer's Dry Goods. Tradition, value, hometown pride, and savings you can feel. Get to Hammer's today.
Josh Anderson is a Republican who has fought for families across Anderson County throughout his adult life. Josh is a farmer, a husband, and a father. For 4 generations, his family has lived in Anderson County. A graduate of the University of Tennessee, Josh has served on the Anderson County Commission for 7 years and served as chairman for 3 years. Josh is a businessman who will put his experience to work for all of us. A supporter of term limits, Josh believes 2 terms as mayor is enough. Josh Anderson believes leadership starts with listening.
High school sports is bigger than the players in the game. It's all about communities, screaming fans, the bands, cheer teams, and mascots. Oh, and the dogs. Just like high school sports, OEB Law is all about results. Hi, I'm Tim Elrod, and the OEB Law team is dedicated to giving you the game-winning results you deserve. OEB Law, just results, 546-1111.
Upgrade your home with stunning natural gas appliances from Oak Ridge Utility District. Enjoy 0% financing with approved credit and turn your dream kitchen into a reality. Call today for a free estimate, get free delivery on all purchases, and enjoy handsome incentives on our appliances. Free delivery, 0% financing, and impressive incentives makes now the perfect time to switch to affordable, safe, and reliable natural gas. Don't wait. Choose Oak Ridge Utility District, your affordable energy choice. Call now or visit our website to get started.
This week on Rivalry Friday, it's Dobbins Bennett at Oak Ridge. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. on the Knox.
$1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
All right, good evening, high school sports fans, and welcome to the free medical sports clinic Friday night scoreboard. And here with my friend
Cody Jordan.
Cody Jordan.
Pleasure to officially meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Alan Noggle. For some of you out there that might know me as the super fan at Anderson County. Please call in. We would be glad to take your calls and talk high school sports, whether it's Anderson County, Clinton, Oak Ridge, Campbell County. Who else we got? Powell played yesterday. Powell destroyed Halls.
Yeah, it's a. We were just looking at the West and Central score, and hard times that West has fallen on. That's ever since their head coach departed, they've kind of gone downhill, especially Bearden. I don't think from last year to now we would have been sitting here talking about how down both those programs would be, Bearden and West. They're both struggling because of some unfortunate departures from their head coaches.
Yes, I can't really speak on that because I don't know too much of it, but they don't look like the same. Bearden doesn't look the same. They look like they got a lot of work ahead of them. Nothing that can't be reached, but it's going to take some time to get things swinging back into the way it was a year ago or 2 years ago. And then West would be fine. West will be fine. They didn't really lose anybody. They just got to get used to not having Coach Brown there, and that'll take a little bit, but they'll be okay.
Well, all the Bearden transfers from other schools and other schools and states went to Anderson County, as I see that you are a fan of.
Yes. Oh, yes. I love Anderson County. I truly love Davy Gillum. I love his philosophy and what he preaches to that program there. If I could have played football for anybody when I was younger, I would have loved to play for Davy. I swear, he's a really good coach.
Yeah. And for those of you just now joining in, I'm sure a lot of hello. I'm sure a lot of you recognize me or recognize my voice. I am according to the previous host of the show, the Oak Ridge / Oliver Springs / Clinton fan. I always call in and give the previous host crap. So we're going to start off new if you're from Clinton. We're going to start off anew. I'm going to be fair to everyone. I've gotten a lot of texts and messages. We're going to start new. So as long as you treat me fair, I treat you fair. So I just want to let that be known to all of you Clintonians out there. I will treat Clinton to the best of my ability with fairness.
They look like they got things going there pretty good there towards the end. I mean, they scored 35 points, which is better than what they've done the last 2 weeks. So that's moving in the right direction, right? As a coach, it's what you want. You're moving in the positive direction. You're putting points on the board. Your defense needs a little work, but that'll come in time.
Well, the offense certainly looked better against William Blunt. William Blunt looked really good, but I don't know Coach Dawson. I know he's from Catholic, but I already know, and he's younger than me, and I have a feeling of his mentality of they're not looking for moral victories on offense or defense or how many points they scored. They're looking for W's. So I have a lot of Clinton friends, and I know that they would say the same thing. Like, we're not looking for moral victories on how many points our offense scored or how good our defense is. They want W's. And I know Clinton's a very passionate city and a passionate school with a lot of maybe sometimes delusional fans, but they are definitely a passionate fan base. And you can call me delusional as well. I'm quite delusional in my sport, so that's okay.
No, they're Clinton's fine. I mean, outside of that, Campbell County lost to Carnes, which is I guess you would say kind of a heartbreaker to Campbell County, but they're in the same aspect as what Clinton is. They're in a rebuilding phase, so it's going to be heartache and turmoil until you can start getting the correct pieces moving in the right direction.
Yeah, and I know they have a legit D1 receiver in Bryson Maddox. Bryson, good athlete, plays basketball and plays football. Let me tell you what, a lot of coaches out there for football and D1, they love multiple sport athletes. Bryson Maddox plays both football and basketball. And I know all of the coaches around the country looking at him, whoever they may be, love that he does that. They love multiple sport athletes. So if you're a father out there or a mother that has a child that has the potential to be D1, it is highly advised that they play multiple sports, whether they're from Oak Ridge, Clinton, Anderson County. That's what D1 coaches are looking for, multiple sport athletes.
To an extent, I would have to say more along the lines of it really depends on what sport you're going for. If you're planning to go to the next level, you have to dedicate yourself to doing good in school and doing good by listening to your coaches on and off the field and outworking everybody else. If you really want to go to the next level, you have to outwork the person in front of you, and that's just how it has to be. Outside of that, so Upperman beat Farragut, destroyed Farragut 42-6.
Unfortunate for the Admirals, they too have fallen on hard times like Bearden and West. I saw where, shocker, Maryville beat Bearden 56-0.
Yeah, and then Oliver Springs won again tonight, 35-0.
Go, Derek Jett.
Yes.
Derek Jett, I see you. Go Bobcats.
Oliver Springs. Coalfield, I don't know yet. Kingston lost to Loudon, 15-9. which that looks like that was a pretty good ball game, to be honest with you.
What'd you say?
A pretty good ball game.
Oh, I thought you said something else. Yeah. That looked like a good ball game.
Yep, it does. 15-9.
Oak
Oak
Ridge?
Ridge 56-6. Carnes 37-0 over Campbell County. Privates Macaulay 52-0 over Father Ryan. That's shocking, kind of.
Which one? Which part?
Macaulay over Father Ryan. Father Ryan's normally pretty good. Polk County 20 over
Sequoia, correct.
8. And then Meigs County won tonight over York Institution 24-6. Midway beat Greenback. Was that at Greenback, wasn't it?
I don't know, but speaking of schools that have fallen on hard times, I don't know if you remember, but do you remember when Greenback was the school to beat several years ago?
In that area, they're one
overall. They had a kind of similar to Bearden. They had some recruits from Blount County, Alcoas, and Maryvilles of the world, and all of a sudden they got really good. Now, all of a sudden, here they are back to the pit.
Seymour beat Cocky County. They beat Seymour beat Cock County.
Yeah, that's a good win for Seymour. That's a good program.
That's a really good win.
But yeah, hopefully Greenback can get back on the recruiting trail with the Beardens of the world in West.
Grace won tonight, 42-21, and I think they started a freshman running back too in
Grace
place of
Grace Christian.
Yeah, Grace Christian Academy.
The twins, the Price twins are really good coaches. I know they were at Campbell County for a while, very loyal to them, but I feel like they were going to take it as far as they could.
I don't think they'll lose stride, to be honest with you.
No, wherever they go, the Price twins will be successful, and Grace Christian got some good ones.
Well, I think a lot of people worry because of their number one running back. I don't know the young man's name. I apologize to everybody out there for that.
Yeah, if you know the name of the young man, please call in and tell us who he is. We're just a bunch of nobodies over here, so.
But they got two other running backs that are I think are freshmen, and I think they started number 33. I think it's his jersey number, but he's just as good. He's just as good. So the Grace isn't going to lose stride. That battle of Boyd Buchanan is going to be something.
What do you think about that game against Dobbins Bennett and Oak Ridge?
Coming up?
Coming up next Friday on this show, Channel 12. Make sure you tune in.
That's going to be a good test for Oak Ridge's defense. Oak Ridge's defense really, I don't think has really been tested too much yet lately. Well, with Hall's the first game, and first games of the season are kind of iffy, really. You're going to have a lot of bad things that you do, and you're going to have a lot of good things that you do. But that second game in Clinton, with Clinton be kind of in a rebuilding phase, I feel like that Dobbins Bennett game is truly going to test Oak Ridge's defense because they're going to throw a lot more at them than what the last two games did.
You feel like Clinton's in a rebuilding phase?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, yeah, you got a new coach, a new head coach. I think they have a couple other coaches that stayed with the program, and then pretty much after Bryson leaves and a couple other seniors, you don't really have anybody that I think that truly are Clinton, that unless the young guys coming up. The young guys coming up are like Clinton, but outside of Bryson and them, they're gonna struggle probably another year before they get things moving.
Well, that's why I asked earlier about if you really think this is a rebuilding phase, because it sounds like they'll be rebuilding for a while, and this is probably the best it's going to get for a while because they have a D1 athlete in Bryson Maddox.
Well, they know how to produce athletes. I mean, they've had multiple D1 athletes come out of Clinton, and I think they've actually had
who?
Well, they had Bryson and didn't Marble, the linebacker last.
Okay, but he's not from Clinton though.
And then Josh Keith's son, Josh Keith, which is Coach Keith's boy, he at least went to I think it was FCS school, like Tennessee.
Yeah, he was a really stud athlete. That's a guy that single-handedly beat Oak Ridge.
Sorry, I mean to cut you off, but not outside of that. Then you have Derek Bean, and I work with Derek Bean personally, and he's starting for Sterling College right now as their cornerback. Good. Sorry, we have a caller. Sorry about that. We have a.
Yeah. So real quick, I was at that game where Clinton beat Oak Ridge in a playoff game, and Oak Ridge had no answers for Joshua. I know we're talking about a couple of years ago, but it's important to say that though the quarterback, Joshua Keith, a couple of years ago, didn't go D1, he was still a stud. If only he was a little bit taller. If he was a little bit taller and still kept the same athleticism, he could have gone D1. Kid was good. He burned Oak Ridge. We couldn't stop him.
No, that Clinton's year last year with Coach Keith was a good year, but a lot happened outside. But anyway, that's in the past, and move to the future. And I feel like, hey man, Clinton, if you guys are listening, keep going in the direction you're going. You guys are doing great. Nothing wrong. You guys are moving in the right direction. At least we're not losing by 50. You know what I mean? You're starting to put points on the board, and you're starting to get in a rhythm. Next thing with defense needs to come in, and once that happens, hey, they'll start having winning seasons in Clinton.
Let's hope so, because those fans are very impatient. So I hope Coach Dawson is successful, because I don't think they're going to give him a lot of room to work.
Well, I mean, that's another thing too. The community has to be patient. I mean, if you want good things come to those who wait.
Who does AC play next week?
AC, I don't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and check on that real quick.
Should be. Do you know who Anderson County plays next week? He's on the phone. I think
the machine of Alcoa keeps rolling. They stomp Gibbs.
Coach Gillum's on the line.
Coach Gillum, all right, I'll let you take this.
Oh, okay.
This is yours.
We're going to answer the phone for Coach Gillum. Hello, Coach Gillum. How are you? Welcome to the Free Medical Sports Clinic Show.
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for calling in.
So, Coach, how do you feel after your victory tonight?
Oh, well, I'm pleased. I mean, anytime you get a win, I'm pleased. But we played well, executed pretty well. We had to change gears with JD getting hurt last week, but Coach Chadwell put a pretty good plan together for offense, and Damian Lavelle came in and ran it, and ran some option-based stuff and looked really good. And line controlled the line of scrimmage, receivers blocked well, and Jason Thompson was special. So it was offensively it was a really good night. And defense, played really well, pitched a shutout. A few plays here and there we didn't tackle well, but other than those missed tackles, it was a good night.
Yeah, okay. And real quick, how is the health of your starting quarterback? I know he got hurt against, I think it was Powell.
No, he had a couple of issues. In a Powell game, he's the type 1 diabetic and had some blood sugar trouble in the second quarter, so he didn't play in that second quarter. And then, we had a lightning delay in the third, so he didn't get a comeback in. But he would have played then, and then played the first 2 quarters against Catholic, and it fell on him in the third quarter and it cracked his collarbone, and we had to have surgery on Tuesday. So he's out 5 or 6 weeks, and so we're having to retool a little bit. But the other guy stepped up, and we had a good night.
Yep, Damien, I forget how to pronounce his first name, but Lavelle. At Clinton, they call him Booby.
Yeah, that's what everybody calls him. I was giving his full name, but Booby's what everybody calls him.
Yep.
Yeah, great night, 3 throwing touchdowns, ran the ball really well, made really good reads, really good night for him and really the whole offensive unit.
Yes, I would have to say that too, Coach Gillum, that everybody, offense, defense, looked really, really good. And I noticed, because I was there, that there was a lot of newer numbers on the field, so it probably felt good as on a coaching standpoint as getting other guys reps, because it's hard to do later down the season.
Yeah, you're right. Last week JD went down, and we had practiced some things over the summer with Booby to get ready, but really here lately we hadn't done a good job having a backup plan ready to go. So sometimes you live and learn. So we had 3 or 4 guys ready to go tonight at that position, and it is a long season, and we played 2 tough games, and the first ones with Powell and Catholic. That Catholic team, really good team, huge, very physical team. We got pretty banged up in that. I think we had 6 starters out tonight, so there's some new guys in for that, and for just what you said, we know going forward, you're going to have to play a lot of guys. That's just the nature of this game.
That's right. So who do you play next week, Coach Gillum?
We got Heritage away.
Yep, that's going to be
the football team. Yeah.
Yep, that's going to be a really
Coach.
really
I was about
good
to
game.
say I've heard through the pipeline that this is Heritage's best team in a long time. Is that true?
I haven't got to break them down. Last year they had a really good team. I know they got some big kids in up front. We'll have to watch the film and see how we match up. I think we'll in the speed department we'll probably have them. Size department it'll be close. Coach Oswald does a great job with scheme and really good offensively. So, it would have been maybe a better fit for us with JD in there and using spreading the field and a lot of our speed going sideline to sideline. They probably would have had some real issues with that. But we'll have a good game plan together. But I do think chances are Heritage, us, Alcoa, probably be battling out for the region championship. But I think Heritage will probably be right there behind us, too. So good program, good team. He's done a great job there.
Yeah, they're senior heavy, too, this year. And just from what I've noticed when they played Clinton, they like to run that 12 personnel package. And they're pretty, how do I say, like unified when they run it. They run it pretty smooth on offense.
Yeah. Oswald, he coached at UT not too long ago. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He does a good job. So it ain't going to be a cakewalk by any means. It'll be a big game for us.
Yep, man, boys can do it. I got faith in them. They're looking good, man. They are. And I'm not saying that because I'm an Anderson County fan. I'm saying that because this year is a young year for them, and they have surprised me so far, and I believe 110% that if they knuckle down and pay attention to what's important, they'll surprise us.
Yeah, we got a good group. We got a long way to go to be what we could be. A lot of new starters on both sides of the ball, but a lot of talent. We got to get a little more discipline and execute a little bit better, but the potential's there. It's just, we got to keep making progress because, good week 3 isn't what it takes to be good week 10, So,
No, and sorry,
that's
sir.
what we're shooting for.
Yep. And with the Catholic game, good teams, man, they'll expose your weaknesses and they'll make you pay for mistakes. And that, outside of some questionable plays that happen, I felt like Catholic did a good job at that. And that's
Yeah, they're a good team. Really watching film, I don't know how many people get to watch enough football to realize there's a huge difference between big private and public school ball, and that Catholic team would have a real good shot of winning 6A and playing with anybody. They're probably as good a team as we've played since I've been here in 17 years. We knew that going in. But I was actually pleased with how well we stacked up. We held on the line of scrimmage as long as JD was in, and we were able to, distribute the ball around. We were right there in the game. Really, we missed a couple opportunities, dropped a couple of touchdowns in the first quarter. We could have been up 14-7 or 21-14. So we didn't feel outmatched by any means. But when he went down and you're having to run into the teeth of that defense every play,
it was.
They're just too good for that.
I agree. I think because a lot of people don't realize is that game was 14-7 all the way up until almost the end of the third quarter. And I
think it was about 10 minutes to go in the fourth where they got another touchdown, and that's really a credit to our defense. They played defense that whole third quarter, and what of the fourth we had played, and man, they're good and they're big and they're physical, and just finally the cracks started breaking, and we just a little outmanned at that point. But I felt like the adjustments we made at halftime on defense were good, and they were having trouble scoring, and so but. Like I said earlier, we didn't have a great backup plan, so when JD went down, it's hard, honestly, to get one kid ready in high school week, and we've been able to get several ready this week, but there's a big contrast in styles for what we did tonight and what we were doing with JD. Those guys that just can fling it around the field, those are once every few years kind of guys, so it ain't like we got to can go to plan B and keep doing that.
I agree. It was a you can tell that when the first PAL game and then the Catholic game, you could tell that it was like, oh man, wait, we kind of knew this was going to happen, but we weren't really ready for it yet. You know what I mean? And then it was like, all right, now we know and we're prepared. And I think going forward things are going to be different. And it helps with having Jason Thompson and Rocky. Man, I'm telling you, them two boys, if you lean on them, even with Booby back there, that Wildcat, man, it's just people.
Yeah, all them guys are special, dangerous. Jason and Booby, you know, thing is they give you some of the things LaRue gave us last year, in that you get one play right and it's a touchdown. And you know, to be a really dynamic and explosive team, you got to get 3 points. If you're having to go 10, 12 play drives every time you score, you're going to be limited on, you know, maybe putting 28 points up in a game on a good night. When you start getting explosive plays, you really become a different level of offense.
Coach, real quick, before we let you go, we have Coach Rang on the other line from Oak Ridge, but before we let you go, I'm very curious about something. I have some people asking me to ask this question. So I don't know if you're going to give me a straight answer, but I want the best answer, and that is, what's it going to take for Anderson County and Clinton to play?
Well, I mean, you don't have to ask them that.
From the top ropes, Coach. You know what? On that note, we're going to let you go. I love it, Coach. Talk to us next week.
Have a good night, Coach.
All right. We'll see you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach David, Coach Gillum, and God bless you, and have a wonderful evening. Up next, we have Oak Ridge's head coach, Coach Rang. Thank you for being patient. Hello, welcome to the Free Medical Sports Clinic show. I believe this is Coach Rang, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. Yeah.
Coach, congratulations on a pretty dominant performance. As myself, as a Wildcat fan, I love saying that. You got your starters out at halftime to rest up for next week's big game. And tell us about the victory.
Yeah, I mean, we started out, we went down there, and obviously, you know, Lenore City's had a lot of coaching turnover the past 4 to 5 years. So Coach Coleman's come down there, and they were 1-1, beat Campbell County, and then lost to Loudon. And I felt like early on we did a great job of forcing some turnovers. We Wayne Gibson, Jarrell Jimerson had picks. We were kind of big playing them early on. Will Presley had a couple long touchdown catches. You know, DeMillion Porter had like 3 touchdowns called back and had a big run. Malik Howard had a couple big explosives. Jarrell Jimerson. So we kind of just got in that situation where we jumped on them early. And when you're in a very run-oriented offense like they are, playing single wing and power I, it's really, really hard to come back. And the game just kind of snowballed. You know, I think up 42-0 at halftime. You know, second half, the clock starts to run, and the game was over pretty quick. And it was a kind of a very, very smooth night.
Yeah, Coach. One of my questions for you that I wanted to ask you during the first week of the season was, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just a fan, and you're the coach for a reason. But it looked like to me that you were kind of forcing the ball a little bit to Malik with Blaine. Now I'm curious to know, like, if you guys have adjusted that or whatnot.
I mean, I think in the first game of the season against Halls, you know, we had, you know, DeMillion Porter had been injured during the summertime with a hamstring issue, and you know, he was only able to play the first half in that game. You know, I felt like we were doing a pretty good job of getting the ball spread around, you know, against Halls at 20-0 at halftime, and then, you know, in the second half it was kind of weird. Both teams kind of got gassed, and then, you know, against Clinton we felt like, you know, Mel Porter had 216 yards rushing in that game. You know, it's not, you know, the receptions have kind of been spread out. So, I mean, I think we just kind of been doing our stuff. You know, it's just kind of one of those things that, you know, obviously we feel like now we have kind of built a little rhythm to where we're pretty good throwing the ball and running it. And, you know, we're going to get a light box and we'll run it like we did against Clinton when we averaged 16 yards a carry. If teams are going to play press, then we're going to throw it over the top. Or if teams play soft, kind of like tonight, you know, we were able to dink and dunk a little bit, and our guys did a great job of running after the catch. But, you know, I think that, you know, and especially, too, in the preseason, obviously we are in our two scrimmages. I felt like in the two scrimmages we were just trying to work on a lot of passing offense because, that's going to be a big thing for us moving on during the season. So, just from perceptional standpoint, you treat your scrimmages different than the games, but, we feel pretty good about where we're at, with the first 3 games of the season.
What's the injury report?
Right now we're kind of, obviously JT Gormley dislocated his elbow against Halls, and he'll be out for a little bit. But right now, knock on wood, we feel like we're in a pretty good spot. Tonight was a pretty quick game. We didn't play many snaps. The Clinton game, I felt like we were kind of in control, and that maybe wasn't as physical a game sometimes as that can be. And then I feel like against Halls, it was kind of like first game of the season. That was kind of the game when both teams were just gassed, and the second half was just kind of a slop fest. So, we feel pretty good about where we're at as a team going into this stretch run of big boy football coming up.
Yeah. You've got a heavy hitter schedule coming up. In my opinion, I'm just a fan. I felt like these first 3 games were more practices for Oak Ridge because, as you just said, you've got a heavy hitter schedule coming up with Dobbins Bennett, Farragut, Maryville, and potentially Oakland in the future. So tell us how you feel about all these schools that I just mentioned in the schedule coming up.
Well, it's kind of unique. We've been playing 5A ball for the past, I guess, so for the longest time. I know back maybe at the end of Coach Lucer's tenure, Oak Ridge was 5A and 5A, and then I think Coach Boyd was a Z plan when it kind of morphed into like you played some 5A games and the playoffs went 6A, whatever. So, I feel good about, like I said, the where we're at, the games coming up. Obviously, we're going to have to play really good teams. I feel like depth will play a role. We got Dobbins Bennett coming down here Friday, and, they'll be platooned. They got, over about 2,400 students in the school up there. So, they'll probably have a few more bodies to work with. But, it's just one of those things that our guys have to battle every Friday and understand they can't take anything for granted. I felt like when we did the schedule, we felt Halls was going to be really, really good this year. They returned 18 starters, and then obviously we're always going to play Clinton. Just kind of worked out to play Lenore City from a standpoint of geography, and when we agreed to do a week 3 game, and there weren't a lot of options available for different games in that time slot, so we agreed there. But kind of like you said, we got DB, and then it goes into region play. So, obviously a lot of great teams, a lot of great players, and we just got to strap it up every Friday and get ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, Coach, real quick. Last year you were unable to coach against Clinton, and that was a very unfortunate incident because I felt like you were robbed and you were treated unfairly by those refs. And I'm curious on if you received a warm reception with the Clinton fans last week.
Well, it's kind of funny. That was actually 2 years ago. Last year they come to Blankenship. But, I kind of evolved. I played at Clinton, when I was in high school. I thought it was kind of funny, we were back under the tunnel, under the end zone bleachers there towards town where the students and band go, and you're kind of right there on the field over there, and obviously it's a very fun environment to play in, and those students may have been talking some trash or whatever, but we just tried to. I guess our objective was to do our talking with the scoreboard. So it's all fun and games.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, talking with the scoreboard. I think we can talk with the series as well, which is a lot to nothing. So I'll leave it at that. Give us your thoughts on DB.
What now?
Give us your thoughts on DB, Dobbins Bennett.
Well, I think we've not really, scouted them in detail. I do know their quarterback's a pretty savvy player. I like him. He's kind of, savvy. He knows where to go with the ball, can extend plays. They're kind of run RPO offense, which, if you run an RPO offense, you're basically putting everything on the quarterback's plate as far as where to go with the ball. They'll have a big offensive line. They'll be solid on defense. They're going to have guys that play hard, run to the ball. Obviously, they'll be good on special teams. So, the style of play, all their games are kind of like, I feel like all their games are kind of like a 28-21, 21-14 type score. So I don't know how much big play potential they have, but obviously they'll be sound in their schemes, and we know next Friday night's going to be a war. So not telling that to our team at halftime tonight, like, just game's 4-2-0 right now, but understand in the future, we'd love to do this every week, but we're going to see some better competition. So they'll be a solid football team. We expect to have there'll be a big crowd to Blankenship. I think we'll have a big crowd, being 3-0, getting back at home, and should be a fun one next Friday.
Coach, before I let you go, how are you loving David Clary so far? David Clary's my boy, and a lot of Oak Ridgers love him.
Oh, yeah.
How has he been treating you? I hope he's been treating you with kindness and respect and doesn't take some little shots at you like he always does with everyone.
Well, David, he's going to do that, but sometimes I'll kind of, take some shots at Jess as well as him. But we have a great relationship, and I'll say, Clary, for what he's done for the community, obviously is big. Being such a pillar of the video and just all the history he has. Before the show on Wednesdays, me and him we'll just talk about. We'll talk about DB, and he'll talk about a game in '98 when something happened, or there's a game in '87. Just the history of. And to me, that's kind of what's cool. Just like when you're a place like Oak Ridge, it has a great football history, and you have people who can kind of communicate that to someone like me or just anybody. We're just appreciative and thankful for him and all his hard work. So, I know the Braves aren't doing too well right now, so I'm sure he's not too happy about that. But
Coach Gaddis loves that comment. He doesn't like the Braves. He loves the Yankees.
I know. That's why I told Clary. I was like, man, I said, the Braves ain't gonna make the playoffs this year, so you won't have any playoff conflicts. And I thought that was pretty funny. So.
Coach, I can agree with you on this, that Clary has done a lot for the school system, the football program, and the basketball programs. He's done a lot for the community. And as you said, he's basically a dictionary for Oak Ridge sports. And I know he thinks very highly of you. He thinks you're a good coach, just as I do. You're a great coach. We're happy to have you here. And if you have any final thoughts, please let us know.
Was that? What did we do there?
Nothing.
Did he hang up?
No. I guess he lost connection. Coach, if you were listening, please call back. But Mr. David Clary, thank you for all you do for City of Oak Ridge, and I know there's a lot of former Oak Ridge graduates that are very thankful for you and all that you've done for them. So,
does anybody know what that Coalfield score is? That's kind of in
40-12.
Coalfield?
Yeah.
So Coalfield won tonight. That's good. That's good. Because Oliver Springs and Coalfield will definitely be battling out for whether that be region championship for them two, wouldn't it?
I do believe that is the case.
They're in the same
Oliver
region.
Springs and Coalfield, that's always a heavy hitter, slobber knocker. So
I'm excited for that game. I think Oliver Springs has a very, very big chance of doing something very special this year. And Derek Jett, this is my comment out to you too, okay, buddy? You guys have a very good shot at doing something very special. Just keep grinding like you guys are, man. I'm telling you, if you focus one game at a time, it will take care of itself. You guys got a real good. You look really good. You look really good. You do. You look really good.
Well, I don't know much about the Oliver Springs roster this year. I know his son is a senior on that team. So, Derek, please give us a call if you can inform us and enlighten us about the Oliver Springs roster. But as far as I'm concerned, the Oliver Springs roster, as far as I'm concerned and what I know, which is very little, it's not as strong as it was last year. Not as strong. Again, I know very little, so I hope someone can enlighten me on that as Derek Jett, Oliver Springs' biggest fan.
And yes, that's true. I don't know who all they lost last year. I think they lost their quarterback, I think.
Chandler, try and get Coach Harper to call in. I'd love to talk to him and see if he has any thoughts, if you have his number.
Why don't we take a break real quick?
All right, cool. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Please call in. And
do we have to read this?
Yeah, we'll hear a bit. But yeah, please call in whenever you can. We're going to commercial break.
Everywhere you look, you can find unexpected things that make you smile. Little reminders to care for your heart. At Covenant Health, we bring more heart to more places. That means more locations, advanced treatments, and expert physicians. Because we know your heart beats for more than just you. It beats for the people, moments, and dreams that matter most. More heart in more places for you. Covenant Health. Let our strength be yours.
Hey, East Tennessee, ready to save big? It's all at Hammer's Dry Goods. For over 70 years, we've been your hometown store for famous brand men's and ladies' clothing at rock-bottom prices. Need rugged workwear? Sharp casual looks? Ladies' game day gear? We've got it all, and it's priced to move. And when you shop Hammer's, you keep your money local, supporting our schools, our students, and our community. Hammer's Dry Goods. Tradition, value, hometown pride, and savings you can feel. Get to Hammer's today.
Josh Anderson is a Republican who has fought for families across Anderson County throughout his adult life. Josh is a farmer, a husband, and a father. For 4 generations, his family has lived in Anderson County. A graduate of the University of Tennessee, Josh has served on the Anderson County Commission for 7 years and served as chairman for 3 years. Josh is a businessman who will put his experience to work for all of us. A supporter of term limits, Josh believes 2 terms as mayor is enough. Josh Anderson believes leadership starts with listening.
High school sports is bigger than the players in the game. It's all about communities, screaming fans, the bands, cheer teams, and mascots. Oh, and the dogs. Just like high school sports, OEB Law is all about results. Hi, I'm Tim Elrod, and the OEB Law team is dedicated to giving you the game-winning results you deserve. OEB Law, just results. 546-1111.
Upgrade your home with stunning natural gas appliances from Oak Ridge Utility District. Enjoy 0% financing with approved credit and turn your dream kitchen into a reality. Call today for a free estimate, get free delivery on all purchases, and enjoy handsome incentives on our appliances. Free delivery, 0% financing, and impressive incentives makes now the perfect time to switch to affordable, safe, and reliable natural gas. Don't wait. Choose Oak Ridge Utility District, your affordable energy choice. Call now or visit our website to get started.
This week on Rivalry Friday, it's Dobbins Bennett at Oak Ridge. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. on the Knox.
The Free Medical Clinic provides primary care at no cost to the working poor. Every day, thousands of families live in fear, afraid to get sick or injured because they have no insurance and low income. But FMC removes that fear. We help people get back to work, back to school, and back on their feet, keeping our families healthy and our economy moving forward.
Especially for our rural and minority neighbors.
With a full suite of services, top-tier medical professionals, FMC is redefining what healthcare looks like for the underserved.
For more information, go to fmcor.org.
Hi, I'm Rick Scarborough, State Representative. Friday nights are special in Anderson County. Football under the lights, warm weather, cool nights, and some intense rivalries. I want to congratulate the student athletes, the cheerleaders, the band, the teachers, the coaches. You've worked incredibly hard. Go out there, compete hard, and enjoy it. There's nothing like high school football.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
I gotta do this. Hello, good evening, everybody. Before we get to Coach Harper on the line, I have to do our sponsors real fast. The Free Medical Clinic mission is to provide medical and now mental health care to the low-income and uninsured for residents living in Anderson County, Morgan County, and Roane counties. Last year, FMC provided over 15,000 patients appointments and diagnostics worth over $9 million in value of medical care for our communities. This year, FMC launched its mental health division, taking steps to address the opioid crisis, substance use disorder, and depression in our communities. A big shout out thanks goes to Roane and Anderson County Commissioner for helping with funding to get the care started. For information on how to get things started, go to fmcor.org. That is fmcor.org to get more information. If you need care, go there to get started. Go to fmcor.org to learn how you can volunteer, not just medical, but there are many non-medical roles and work from home. Want to help your neighbors? Go to fmc.org and donate. For every $1 you give, they turn it into $10 in care. That's actually a pretty good deal. FMC does more than medical and mental health. They have a full community health team that connects patients to food, housing, education, and other social services. A true wraparound care. So people, there's care out there if you need it. Trust me, there's things out there that can help you if you're in a pickle. Don't be afraid to reach out to a free medical clinic if you need any help. All right, back to Coach Harper. All right, you want to take it?
I will take this. Coach Harper, Cody Jordan here. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I can't complain. Thank you so much for asking. So how was the win tonight?
Oh, I was proud of our kids. They bounced back. We didn't have a really good start. I thought we came out real flat, but we ended up getting a goal line stand and, a situation we didn't really expect to be in, but ended up getting a goal line stand and then, was able to drive the ball 8 yards for a touchdown drive. So it was, a nice start for us and, kind of, like I said, overcome a little bit of adversity from the first onside kick. We didn't recover, and so really proud of our kids tonight.
Coach, we were just having a discussion about Oliver Springs compared to this year to last year. So I could be wrong, and I think you're the best man to ask. What is the comparison between last year's team to this year's team? What are the weaknesses and strengths?
Man, it's really hard. You're still learning a lot about your team early in the season. We've had a lot of just changes in the program overall. I guess, just looking at last year's team, we had a really veteran offensive line, a lot of kids that had played a lot of snaps in the trenches, and, that makes the offensive linemen become defensive linemen in 1A. So we're replacing a lot of experience there. We had a lot of experience in the running back position, and we feel like we got a really good young running back in Ian Hammock, but, it's just the same thing. He don't have the same experience that Mason Day had as a 4-year starter. So looking at it offensively, we have those. And then we have some defensively, we have a lot of new guys out there in different spots. We still have a lot of veterans, maybe in the big skill positions and different stuff, but overall, I guess, just overall experience and number of games played and different stuff. So we're still trying to figure out this team. Each team is different and each team is unique, and I know all coaches will tell you that. But, just overall, we learn a little bit more about our football team every week.
Coach, who do you play next week?
We have Wartburg. So we'll be obviously they're coming off a nice win tonight in region play, and I'm sure they're going to be excited when we go to their place. So, we're going to kind of try to enjoy the win for tonight, and then tomorrow morning we'll get started on moving on to the next opponent.
That's right. 1 week at a time.
Do you have Go ahead, Coach.
Absolutely, yeah. We just approach it 1 week at a time. We do try to give ourselves a little bit of at least one night to enjoy it. But whenever you wake up the next day, I can't sit here and say I'm not thinking about the next opponent right now. But I try to break down this film first before I move on to the next one.
Well, now that you say that, what's the scouting report on Wartburg? Just from what you've heard, seen, or you may know nothing at all.
I don't know a ton. I know they run some double wing stuff, and that's basically it.
So run heavy.
I just hearsay. It's just heavy run football team, and we've had some good matchups with them in the middle school level for several years. So I would expect that for it to be a good, tough football game. So, of course, they're coming off a nice win, too, so they're going to have a lot of momentum coming in. So being at home. So they'll have a lot of excitement in their program, and we'll have to come back Monday ready to get better and give a good week of prep and hopefully go out there and hopefully try to be 1-0 next week. That's the thing about this, is to try to be 1-0 at the end of the week every week. So looking forward to another challenge already.
Coach, I know you don't like looking ahead, but I am curious because I think you're a good coach, and I want to know your thoughts. Again, way down the line, but I want to know what you think about both Cofield and South Pittsburgh. And let's just start with Cofield.
Sorry, I'm not a loss.
Yeah, you're good.
We very familiar with both programs. We played both a lot the last 2 years. Literally the last 3 years with Cofield, we played 6 times. I don't know a ton, but I know just looking at scores and different stuff, and playing them so much over the years, knowing who they have back. Obviously, you have to start with a very well coached, from the head coach to the coordinators to their assistant coaches. They're very well coached. They're going to be a well disciplined football team. They're going to have a lot of playmakers, and they kind of battle what we battle here. You have a lot of playmakers, so you only have one football to get the playmakers the ball, so you have to try to spread it around and keep everyone happy. And that's a new thing in today's sports. You got to keep everyone happy, so that's always a tough thing. And then defensively, man, they do a really good job for a 1A program of not playing a lot of guys both ways until they have to in big games. So just know they're going to be a really good football team, and you're going to have to take advantage of any little slight mistake they do make, if they do, in order to be able to play with them. Besides that, I just see scores week to week, and I hear things here and there, but we're not that far apart. They probably know as much about our program and stuff that goes on in our program as we do in theirs. So, I ain't sitting there hiding that. Then South Pittsburgh, social media keeps you up to date with some of that stuff, but for the most part, that you just know they've had some kids come in and are making a difference for that football team. They had a lot of kids returning off a team that played in the state championship last year. So
they played in the state championship last year?
South Pitt?
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry to interrupt you, Coach, but that's just that was what I was talking about earlier. How close last year Oliver Springs' team was compared to this year. That was a state championship football team, and that's how close it was between Cofield and Oliver Springs. I think no, you're good. I think the better team. This is my opinion. I think the better team lost last year between Oliver Springs and Cofield. That's just my opinion. I think Oliver Springs had a legit shot, which they already beat South Pittsburgh in the regular season, but I thought Oliver Springs had the best shot to beat South Pittsburgh. But Coach,
and I understand, and obviously I felt like we had a really good football team, but I think one thing you gotta give, if you just look back and look at the game and stuff, is just familiarity with opponents just really matters. Obviously we did beat South Pittsburgh. They were young and inexperienced at the first of the year whenever they came down here, and it's a tough environment to come play in, and they got a lot better as the year went on, and Cofield knows us really well, and is a really good, well-coached football team. And the thing is, a lot of people look back and know we had them beat, but their kids continued to play hard and make a play. And so at the end of the day, you have to find the competitive edge in yourself and for your program to figure out a way, if you ever get in that position again, to try to put them away to where they can't make that play. So that's what we're focused on here. And we obviously, in a way, we do feel like we let one slip away, but at the same time, we're proud to have a program that's consistently been able to be in the talks, and we feel like as long as we're able to do that consistently, we'll eventually get through, and hopefully that's this year.
Right, Coach. I'm originally an Auser. I went to Dillis Elementary School before it got shut down, and unfortunately, I saw a while ago it got burned down a little bit. I went to Oz Middle School with the Garrett Millers and the Jordan Romeos of the world. And I can't think of a better coach right now than you in regard to Oliver Springs. Like, you've steadied the ship. You coach hard. You care about the kids. You obviously care about the community. Your family's embedded in the community. I may not be in Oliver Springs anymore, but I know I have a lot of family down there, and I know everyone down there is grateful to have you as a coach, and I think they all can see the difference between previous coaches to now. Like, as you literally just said it earlier, you guys are always in the talks. You're always in competition with other teams that used to get stomped out. Like, I remember back when Oliver Springs played the Alcoas of the world, and they got stomped out every time they played Alcoa. South Pittsburgh and Alcoa are basically like same level of talent, and you guys are like headbutting them every game.
South Pittsburgh is the one everyone knows you have to go through, and I appreciate all the nice things you said there. I love this community. I love coaching these kids. I really do. It's I tell everyone I'm blessed. I'm 33 years old, and I'm living out my dream of coaching my favorite team. So, it's one of those things that I don't take for granted. I really, really care about this program. I care about this community. But, I wouldn't sit here and I'd be remiss if I didn't say, a lot of times, I learned a lot from the previous head coach, Larry Green, and that was my mentor, and he really, really taught me a whole lot. And, we've been a very talented football team since I've taken over, and I'm very grateful for that, because at the end of the day, a lot of times the players you have, and at 1A level, you go through peaks and valleys, and we've had some talent, and they've bought into everything I've asked them to do, and this coaching staff has asked them to do, and that's another thing. I've had the ability to hire good coaches, and that's a huge thing. As a football coach, is to be able to fulfill a full staff that you can turn over and you don't have to micromanage, and that's just not who I am. So there's a lot of things that go into it, and we have a lot of community support, and that's the best thing about it all. Is everyone's on the same page, and everyone's pushing these kids forward and this program forward, and I'm extremely grateful for it. And there's nothing I want more than to bust that door down and get to a state championship game and to win a state championship for this community.
It'll happen.
Something we talk about every day in this program.
Coach, you mentioned a really important factor there that I don't think a lot of people realize in this area: community support. Again, I don't know much about Wartburg, but what I do know is they have very little community support in regard to that football program. And I think it shows sometimes in the scores, and that's unfortunate, because I think a lot of those kids go to Cofield and a bunch of other schools around the area. And I know Wartburg struggles a lot with community support in regard to the football program, and the fact that Oliver Springs has such a huge support system in regard to the community shows how much heart and passion that entire town has for the football program and you.
Well, I'm extremely grateful. I won't talk about other programs or anything like that. I know there's a lot of coaches out there that put in a lot of time to compete against, and we we watch compete from other places, and there's a lot of coaches around that are putting in a lot of time and a lot of work to make their programs better. So I don't want to talk about other programs too much. But I will say I'm extremely grateful for the fan support we have. And I couldn't ask for a better place to be. And I love raising my family in this community.
Well, yeah, I would have to say this, and because I played in a small town, like a local 2A, 3A school in Pennsylvania, and I would have to say this as far as the small town communities for 1As. I feel like the community, and I'm not saying this to like say that the 6As and 4As and all that don't have like that strong community bond, but I feel like it's a little bit more special at the smaller schools. Like, you have the chance to really develop a strong community bond in the smaller schools. That's just my feeling.
I think I tell our kids all the time, but the coolest thing they have going for them, and we're part of a small town rivalry. We have Cofield right down the road and different stuff, and we've had some good games. But a lot of the stuff that's cool to me is I watched University of Tennessee, big Tennessee fan last week, and I'm still learning some of the new players and different stuff. But at Oliver Springs, at a small school, every fan, they know them by name. They don't have to look at a roster and know the kid that's on the field, and that's a really cool aspect of 1A football. And these people, they really look forward to watching them play every Friday night, and that's kind of the highlight of the week. And so, we're extremely grateful, and we don't take that for granted. And we talk to our kids about that every day. And I think our kids do a really good job of understanding that they have they play for themselves, they play for this football team, but they also have a community to play for and represent. And I think they do it really well, consistently.
Yep, I agree with you, Coach. I want to say that I wish you guys the best of luck going forward. And I personally believe in you guys. I believe in a lot of the small schools up that way. I feel like sometimes being a small school, you don't get a lot of publicity, but I can tell you that there's people out there that pull for you guys, like you, Coalfield, especially when you guys get in the playoffs and stuff, and you guys get deep runs. There's a lot of people that pull for you.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. I really do. I appreciate y'all doing this show and being able to show off, whether it's just talking about our kids and talking about our program, but also talking about all the other programs I'm sure y'all are covering tonight. So, we're blessed to be in this little East Tennessee area and have people that are willing to put on shows that talk about high school kids. And as long as I'm around, I hope that continues to happen. And, as long as whenever I'm not around, I hope that
I agree.
Coach, my final question to you. It's not a serious one. Did Derek Jett get kicked out of a game tonight?
He did not. He did
Okay.
not. We are improving.
We are improving. You know what? I think that's a very important factor for Oliver Springs. Not just the wins, but we're making sure Derek Jett stays in the bleachers.
I don't even think he got. I didn't even hear Derek Jett much tonight. I don't know. He might not have been at the game.
Was he at the game? Is he really a fan?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Are we on a streak right now with Mr. Jett? Are we on a streak of not getting kicked out?
On a streak. We are. It's been a while.
Hey, that's good. That's a good thing.
Derek Jett, we are proud of you. Good job. Coach, thank you again for calling. We wish you the best of luck. I'm rooting for you against Coalfield. I know that's a game that you want back, and please call again next week.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So I know it's getting late and stuff. So I
think it's time for college football.
I want to say one more thing, if that's okay. I want to talk about Harriman and Wartburg. So
they played
Coach Caillou Graham coaches Harriman. Okay, is the head coach for Harriman, Coach Caillou Graham. I know a lot of people on this, a lot of our listeners probably know Coach Caillou Graham. Well, Caillou Graham was, from what I gather, it was a mentor to T. Higgins. And I'm glad to see that he stayed competitive with Wartburg. I'm glad to see that they stay competitive because I'm pulling for him. I think he can change Harriman into the positive direction. Harriman needs that. The community of Harriman needs something positive to grab a hold of, and I think Coach Graham can do that with that football team. I'm just going to have to give him time, but you just watch. I think Harriman's going to be a force to deal with in a couple years.
Yeah, Coach Caillou is a good guy, good coach, knows what he's talking about. Very passionate football coach. Originally from Harriman, has a lot of family down there. I have nothing but good things to say about Caillou. He's played at Oak Ridge. He's got some good highlight films that David Clary posts on his social media.
One thing here. So, for the Clinton fans and Campbell County fans, I think they're still in the same region. So, Walker Valley beat McMinn County.
Yeah, and
that's a big win right there for Walker Valley because McMinn was 2-0 going into that, and I think it was either last week or the week before they beat a team they shouldn't have beat.
Agreed. But yeah, I think Kwayu has a climb ahead of him because for whatever reason, Harriman has a hard time fielding some athletes. Don't know why, but he's got a very, very deep hill to climb. So I wish him the best, and hopefully he can get that pro. Because I remember when Harriman was good, and for whatever reason, it's fallen off the cliff. So Kwayu, if you're listening, please call in and give us your thoughts on your first season as a head coach so far. And if anyone knows him, text him. I'd love to hear his thoughts on his first year as a head coach.
That's it. And then Upperman beat Farragut. Yeah. Bradley Central beat Hardin Valley. That was a blowout. And there's some more stuff that came up.
Hampton beat Sunbright. North Green beat Hancock County. Loudon, good win over Kingston. Kingston's a good coach team. Red Sphinx, where the heck are they? I've never heard of them before.
Just a pal.
Sorry, Chandler. I've never heard of them. Who are they? Red Springs.
Red Wand Springs?
Yeah, where are they?
That's out.
Are they like in
Chattanooga?
Chattanooga?
West area.
Okay. No idea who they are.
So, with Powell, man, how about Deuce stepping up with that and playing on Thursday with that knee injury? Like, I was worried about that because I was at that AC game, and that injury he took to his knee wasn't good. It didn't look good from the sidelines. It looked like he was going to be out for a while, but it turns out that he actually played yesterday. He actually did really well. I was really shocked. I thought that knee was going to be a problem, and they were going to really limit it, Deuce, to basically being a pocket passer. But man, they let him go, dude. And I'm telling you what, I think that knee injury woke up the demon in Deuce, because that boy looked determined on Thursday.
They're high school kids. They recover like within 24 hours. You and I, we get up the wrong way and we're out for a month. So, yeah. But I do believe it is time that we talk about some college football. And if you guys would like to call in and talk about some college football, please give us a call, or call about, if you still want to, call about high school football. But go ahead, what were you going to say?
So on the college aspect of that, so Tennessee plays ETSU. So ETSU, according to the sources and stuff like that on Facebook and social media, so ETSU is supposed to have a pretty good team this year. So I know that Tennessee played Syracuse really well last week, which is that's not a bad first starting team. I mean, they're Power 5 conference, aren't they? They're in the
ACC. I mean,
right. So they're in the Power 5. Don't ETSU does Tennessee go in here and think, oh man, we're just going to run all over these guys, or do you play these guys like you would play an SEC team? Because ETSU, I can tell you that they really think ETSU thinks this game is winnable.
Well, if we've learned anything about Coach Heupel, I can't remember a bad loss from him yet. The only bad loss I remember from Coach Heupel, and I could be wrong, so if any of you are more informed than me in regard to Coach Heupel's career at Tennessee, please give me a call. What was the game that we lost that Joe Milton started but got hurt and Hendon Hooker subbed in? What game was that? I can't remember the team. Chandler, do you know what team that was?
What was that?
What team did Joe Milton, or what game did Joe Milton sub in or get hurt in, and Hendon Hooker subbed in for him on his first game?
I want to.
22 season, we lost to South Carolina, right?
Yeah, but what was the first game of the season?
First game of the season?
Yeah. I think it was like Virginia. I can't remember the team. But anywho, you can consider that a bad loss. It wasn't a heavy hitter powerhouse team. But in regard to ETSU, come on, man. It's like we're like 35-point favorites. So
I'm not disagreeing there.
I think they're going to try and end the game early by blowing them out in the first half. Hopefully the first quarter, and get Joey Aguilar out of there by the start of the third quarter and get the depth built up. What I want to see from Tennessee is our defensive line, and if we have depth. That's what I want to see, because that looked questionable last week against Syracuse, and I would love to see our receivers catch some balls.
Yeah, I hope Deshaun Bishop can stay healthy. I'd like to see him get loose a little bit more. I think last year before his injury, they didn't use him enough. I felt like every time he got in and started getting into a rhythm, they would take him out, and then they would sub in that really tall running back that they had. I wouldn't say I don't think it's Sampson.
We had some. It looks like our running backs are going to be okay. I think you saw it with Star Thomas, the transfer from Duke, Deshaun Bishop, and I can't remember the other running back's name, but they all looked good. Very good.
They did. They looked really.
Bishop, obviously, Carnes product. Shout out to Carnes. But Bishop looks like RB1, and the other two running backs are fighting for second, in my opinion. So I'm excited to see the running back core this year. And Bishop is anyone who remembers Deshaun Bishop at Carnes was a menace. Like, he ran all over Oak Ridge. As I talked about Joshua Keith beating Oak Ridge, Deshaun Bishop beat every team he faced by himself. Carnes is...
But he didn't have injury. He was injured twice in his college career.
And it shows he's tough. It shows he's not...
No, I'm not saying... I'm not saying...
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, he was injured, and it's not a good thing that he's injured, but it's a good thing that he toughed it out. It shows he's not a sissy. He's not a pansy. He's going to play through the injuries. And that's what coaches love, especially NFL coaches. You're always going to get hurt. Just how it is. Everyone plays hurt. But the fact he still plays while he's hurt...
Well,
shout out to Deshaun Bishop. Good job.
He wasn't. They waited for him to come back for a little bit. But the only thing is that for what I say there with the injury thing is more of a mental note. So sometimes when a really good athlete goes through his career and he's never dealt with the injury bug, right? A severe injury that could sideline you for a year, and the injury last year did sideline Bishop for pretty much the rest of the year. For a lot of them, they have a hard time getting back to normal is what I would consider, right? And I was saying is yes, I'm glad to see that he stuck it out and didn't was like, man, I'm injured and I might lose my spot and blah blah blah, because that goes through a lot of athletes' mind when at that level, because your spot's not guaranteed, man. At any given time, your spot could be taken at any given time at that level, right?
As of right now, Deshaun Bishop is RB number 1, and the other two running backs are fighting for second. Obviously, I think it'll depend on the team that we face, who will be starting the game, but in my eyes, and I think a lot of fans will agree, he's looking like RB1, and...
He cut up, man. He looks a lot healthier. Like the other year, he looked like he was putting on weight, but you can tell like this year, like he really focused on like weight and slimming down, man. That boy he looks good and healthy.
Yeah, no, he's got the best trainers in the world right now at the University of Tennessee, so to be expected. He'll have the best sports medicine, best weight room, so, and I'm not surprised because I know Deshaun Bishop also works hard. And how do you think Joey Aguilar looked?
I didn't watch too much of I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't watch too much. I watched a couple highlights of the Vols game. I was more interested in what Texas did with Ohio State. I wanted to see what Arch Manning was about. Like, I didn't get to really see a lot of his high school career. And this was Arch Manning's, this was a good test for Arch Manning. Like, granted, Ohio State did win a national championship last year, and Ohio State was returning, a couple key players. But, the son of Arch Manning, or Cooper Manning, isn't it? He's the son of Cooper Manning. So you have the Manning brothers with Peyton and Eli. You would think that it would have been a walk in the park. I wouldn't say a walk in the park, but you think it would have been a lot better than what he put on last week, right?
Repeat your question.
Arch Manning. What do you think of Arch Manning?
I saw a couple of, it just randomly popped up in my social media feed. I saw a couple of highlights from his high school career, and someone pointed out how he's facing a lot of slow athletes on that field. So I don't in high school. I don't know the competition scene that he had where he went to high school.
Gorman. That's a national based.
But I saw a lot of his team's opponents that he was facing, and he looked like the best athlete on the field, which is fine. But it also looked like the other team didn't have D1 athletes to keep up with him. So I think that showed a little bit in the Ohio State game. I don't know if he has been overhyped. I don't know yet, because you got to keep in mind he's been he's had a lot of pressure on him since his name first popped up in the high school ranks. Everyone's had these expectations, unrealistic expectations on him about how he's going to be the next Peyton, how he's going to be the next Eli, the next family heavy hitter at quarterback. So there's a lot of pressure on him. Oh, here we go. But let me just say this though. I don't know if it was a good indication of his career last week. It was Ohio State, so we're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. We still have a long season to go, but I'm curious to see how he comes back after that. All right, and here we go. I'll let you do the honors, my good sir.
Okay, we have a caller on the line. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the free medical clinic. How are you? Go ahead, caller.
Guys, talking about Arch, man.
Well, yes, we are talking about Arch Manning. Yes, sir, we are.
He's grandpa Arch. Put him on the map. You know what put him on the map back in 1971?
Say again.
Tennessee was ranked number 2 in the nation. Number 1 poll. AP, UPI. Okay? Ole Miss comes in here and blows them out 38-0. That put Grandpa Archie on the map right there. I remember it like it's yesterday. Yeah. Now, Arch, you're going to give him time. He'll break out of it. He might be better than both of his nephews, his uncles. So, you know.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that.
You got to understand that they love when the hillbillies come up there and they get beat. Ohio, see, let me tell you about Ohio and Tennessee. They love it when they beat the hillbillies. Because the hillbillies went up far back in the day and were. Then they come back down here after they retired. They love it. They love it. But they know how SEC is. They know it. They know they don't want to fool with SEC. They've heard it. But he'll snap out of it. You're going to see. He'll do good.
Well, there was a time.
We'll see.
There was a time of day that
like I say.
the Big Ten ran college football. Back when Joe Paterno was with Penn State. Hello? All right. Did he hang up? Yep.
I
honestly, thank you, caller, for calling in. I apologize if we didn't touch your topic or anything.
I honestly have no idea what he was saying, but it sounded like he was pretty fired up.
He was talking about Arch Manning and when he played.
All I heard was something about hillbillies and they like it. I have no idea what he was saying, so.
Yeah, that's all right.
Everywhere you look, you can find unexpected things that make you smile. Little reminders to care for your heart. At Covenant Health, we bring more heart to more places. That means more locations, advanced treatments, and expert physicians. Because we know your heart beats for more than just you. It beats for the people, moments, and dreams that matter most. More heart in more places for you. Covenant Health. Let our strength be yours.
High school sports is bigger than the players in the game. It's all about communities, screaming fans, the bands, cheer teams, and mascots. Oh, and the dogs. Just like high school sports, OEB Law is all about results. Hi, I'm Tim Elrod, and the OEB Law team is dedicated to giving you the game-winning results you deserve. OEB Law, just results. 546-1111.
Hey, East Tennessee, ready to save big? It's all at Hammer's Dry Goods. For over 70 years, we've been your hometown store for famous brand men's and ladies' clothing at rock-bottom prices. Need rugged workwear? Sharp casual looks? Ladies' game day gear? We've got it all, and it's priced to move. And when you shop Hammer's, you keep your money local, supporting our schools, our students, and our community. Hammer's Dry Goods. Tradition, value, hometown pride, and savings you can feel. Get to Hammer's today.
The Free Medical Clinic provides primary care at no cost to the working poor. Every day, thousands of families live in fear, afraid to get sick or injured because they have no insurance and low income. But FMC removes that fear. We help people get back to work, back to school, and back on their feet, keeping our families healthy and our economy moving forward.
Especially for our rural and minority neighbors.
With a full suite of services, top-tier medical professionals, FMC is redefining what healthcare looks like for the underserved.
For more information, go to fmcor.org.
This week on Rivalry Friday, it's Dobbins Bennett at Oak Ridge. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. on the Knox.
Cooler weather brings autumn-colored leaves and football time in Tennessee. Warm up with natural gas heat or enjoy the year-round comfort of natural gas water heaters, ranges, and clothes dryers. More affordable and reliable, natural gas keeps your home cozy while increasing its value. Whether you're a new home builder or a homeowner wanting an upgrade, consider all the benefits natural gas offers. Call us today or visit us online to learn more. Oak Ridge Utility District, your hometown natural gas provider.
Hi, I'm Rick Scarborough, State Representative. Friday nights are special in Anderson County. Football under the lights, warm weather, cool nights, and some intense rivalries. I want to congratulate the student athletes, the cheerleaders, the band, the teachers, the coaches. You've worked incredibly hard. Go out there, compete hard, and enjoy it. There's nothing like high school football.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
Kathy May Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy May Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Josh Anderson is a Republican who has fought for families across Anderson County throughout his adult life. Josh is a farmer, a husband, and a father. For 4 generations, his family has lived in Anderson County. A graduate of the University of Tennessee, Josh has served on the Anderson County Commission for 7 years and served as chairman for 3 years. Josh is a businessman who will put his experience to work for all of us. A supporter of term limits, Josh believes 2 terms as mayor is enough. Josh Anderson believes leadership starts with listening.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Free Medical Clinic talk show, and we're going to start with our sponsors real fast. So the Free Medical Clinic mission is to provide medical and now mental health care to low-income and uninsured for residents living in Anderson, Morgan, and Roane counties. If you need assistance on filing claims and stuff like that, go to fmcor.org to get more information. If you need care, go there to get started. And now we're going to take a phone caller's call. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air. Welcome to the Free Medical Clinic show.
Man, did Clinton win tonight?
No, man. They lost 48-35, I think. But they scored 35 points though, right?
Lost. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What was the score?
I think it was 48-35, DJ.
Oh, they got some points on the board.
Yeah.
48-35.
That's what I'm saying. That's moving in the right direction, right?
They got some points on the board. Who AC played tonight?
Fulton. That was bloodbath. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm guessing AC by 50.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Almost.
I'm sure your boy Jonathan Cox is crying in his bed that Fulton lost.
My boy Cox. Miss Cox on there, man. Yeah, you know he don't like that. He's an old Fulton guy.
AC's going to have another test next week on the road at Heritage. If they can, that's to me, if you want to make a statement saying that, hey, look, man, like even though we're down and out right now with JD and stuff like that, you go into Heritage and you win that game. I think that sets a clear message to Alcoa that look, week 10, we ain't coming to play. We're coming to set the record straight.
Alcoa next week at West. West got a lot of stuff to clean up.
Yes, they looked a little sloppy tonight against Central. But Central's not a bad team, though. That's what people need to realize. Central's not a bad team right now.
Oh, no. Coach Kevin Lane's over there doing a great thing with those guys. Went in there and had a visit with Coach Lane. And the locker room facility looks really good. A lot of memorabilia on the walls. And he does just a great job with those kids. I went and seen him in the spring, seen him in the summer, and just went and visited him here recently. So I like what he's doing with those kids. There's a lot of athletes over there, and they're definitely a sleeper for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. I agree. How'd the Wildcats do?
Wildcats by 50, baby.
This is the last of their easy games. No game's easy. I'm not saying that.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay to say it. These were easy games. These were easy games. It's okay to say it. DJ knows. We know it. It's okay. These were easy games. Now it's time for the big boys.
Yeah, 56-6 was total.
That was an easy game. DJ, I saw your boy scored.
I have no recollection of that comment you just made, so I have no idea.
All right. He didn't.
There's no proof that he scored. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I didn't watch the game. I'm sorry, DJ, so I can't back you up.
I thought I saw the last name Pendergrass make a TD, but I could be wrong. I sense some trolling on DJ's part, but sure.
I'm pretty sure Dave Clary's going to have it on the coaches show on Tuesday or whatnot if he scored.
DJ, how'd our Cats look?
Man, Wildcats look strong, man. Wildcats look very strong. Lenore City, not sure if they're young or what, but their past few games, Lenore City hadn't been up to competitive mode with the teams that they're playing. But the Wildcats are strong, man. They have I've been saying it for a long time, they have what I call star power. I mean, from the front end all the way to the back end, they have literally have stars. They can get the job done. They take their craft serious. They practice hard, and they perform well in games. And I can name a whole bunch of them, but I'm going to miss somebody, so I won't. But from the front end all the way to the back end, they literally have star power, and I believe that they can compete in 6A, and I have been saying this for a very long time. These kids are built for it. They know what it takes. They competed against the best competition growing up and in Little League football in middle school. So, and then you got Presley and Blaine came over here who tore Robertsville and Jefferson up at North, and you get those two weapons over here in Oak Ridge. And it's very dynamic, and like I said, from the front on both sides of the ball, from the front end to the back end, Oak Ridge is dominant, and I'm excited to see how well they do versus Dobbins Bennett next week, and I believe that'll be on TV. What was Dobbins Bennett's score tonight? Who do they play?
It was close. It's going to pop up in a little bit, but it wasn't. So they played Gate City, Virginia, and they won 28-20. So it's a close game. That's my weary on Oak Ridge. Like, they haven't played no drag out dogfight games yet, and you need them for conditioning. And right now, in my eyes, Oak Ridge is not conditioned enough to go a dogfight for 4 quarters.
Oh, I don't agree. I don't agree.
What evidence do you base this off of?
Well, they've been with the first game against Halls. Now, granted, it was first game, so you had a lot of guys, walking on the field, kind of cramping and stuff. But it's first game. Second game, right. That's to be expected. First game, second game, kind of the same thing, but then you were blowing Clinton out. You know what I mean? And then this game, it was another blowout. And now I didn't watch it, so I can't tell you that, did I see a lot of the walking around on the field after the huddles broke and kind of hands on their hips and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just that stuff to me sticks out. Like, all right, we're conditioned, but we're not there yet, because when you get into those teams, dude, that are going to pound you in the mouth for 4 quarters, it wears on your lungs and you got in your legs and your fatigue. And if you're not experiencing that once every other week, it's different when you experience the first game. Does that make sense?
No, you're 100% correct. I totally agree with you on that. And the word I'm thinking is they're not uniform yet.
Oh no, they look great.
Not so well opponent, but when it comes to the guts and glory, because of the lackadaisical walking around and things of that nature, cramping up and stuff like that physical battle is going to hurt them in 4 quarters. I hear you, but I still believe they got star power.
Oh yeah. Oh no, especially if and it looks like the community is really starting to get into back in Oak Ridge like it used to be. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen a bigger crowd.
There's more Oak Ridge fans at the Lenore City game than Lenore City fans, so that's always a big plus for the Oak Ridge Wildcats to have the community involved and follow you around. Good.
And that's huge. That's what you need. People don't really realize the effect that the crowd can have on these young kids. Like, they, believe it or not, listeners, if you're sitting in the stands at your sons or your nephews or your family or even just a kid that you know, man, cheer these kids on. Like, they feed off that stuff. They don't want to see you sitting up there being quiet. They want to see you engaged, and they want to see you, hey, look, man, we may be down and out and we're getting our butts kicked right now, but our fans ain't giving up on us, so we can't give up on them. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It happened with Clinton a couple years ago. They had Oak Ridge beat 2 years in a row. Oak Ridge scored one time. The whole fan base was quiet the rest of the game. Oak Ridge came back and rallied. So, Clinton, I've seen that happen in real life. So,
right. We're going to probably cut you short here in a minute, DJ. We got a caller.
No, man, thank you, call, man. You guys are doing a great job. Just want to call in and get a little insight of what happened and give you a little insight of what I've seen. Great job. You guys are doing a fantastic job, and have a great night.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you for considering me. I appreciate that.
DJ, I have one word that you will only understand, and you do not have to respond. Loserville.
Roll Wildcats roll. Let's go, baby.
Roll Wildcats roll. Let's go.
Tyner, right
bang. Yeah, have a good night, man. Yep.
Well, for your other listeners, we have another caller on the line, so we're going to take this call real quick. Hello, caller. Welcome to the Free Medical Clinic show. Go ahead, talk football, buddy, or ma'am. I apologize.
Yeah, what y'all think about the Kingston game tonight?
We weren't able to see it, but we see the score, and I mean, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised because Loudon's a good football program. But I saw Kingston play Harriman before he got canceled because of the weather, and Kingston looks really strong.
Wait a minute, 17 seconds. But you didn't see much on that game.
I saw they were pushing around Harriman a lot on against Harriman's defense, and that's pretty much all I needed to see, and that would have set the tone. So I was expecting a blowout because Kingston looked like, for the 17 seconds, a superior football team.
So the Kingston and Loudon game this evening only played for 2 minutes. I'm sorry, I was a little confused.
Hey, can I ask a question? Who the hell is Beavis and Butthead on the show right now?
Well, my name is Alan. Nice to meet you. And I don't know who you consider Beavis and Butthead. I could be Beavis if you like. And this would be Butthead, and this is Cody.
Caller, make sure you're listening to the phone, not the TV. I know you want to hear our voice and your voice.
So Loudon beat Kingston 15-9.
Yeah, I watched the whole game.
Yeah. So what happened? Like Kingston's got a pretty good offense. Did Loudon have a better defense, being a bigger school?
Well, we kicked off and got a safety.
Okay.
And then we went down and scored a touchdown. And then I think we just shut everything down.
So real quick, are you a Kingston fan?
I'm a Kingston graduate.
Kingston graduate.
I played for Kingston.
What class?
1992.
1992. Wow, that's when I was born. That tells you my age.
Oh wow, you're younger than I am. Holy.
Well, now I'm older than you are.
So how does Kingston look so far in regard to the whole season? You think?
To me, it don't look very good.
What makes you say that?
Because you lost to Loudon. Loudon's a 5A, 4A, 5A school.
Loudon got the heck beat out of them by William Blunt.
Well, William Blunt's really good this year.
William Blunt's a good team, but keep going. Why do you think Kingston's not going to have a good season?
We struggled with Oliver Springs. We lost to Loudon.
Okay, but do you have quarterback issues? Do you have a running back issue? What do you see on the field?
Well, we're playing two quarterbacks.
Okay. I can see where that would be.
Got a stud running back.
Yes, you do have a stud running back. Kingston does have a stud running back.
Yeah, Tayshawn is a stud.
Yeah. It's quick and thick.
Well, tell us about the community support around Kingston football. Is it as strong as Oliver? Is it as strong as Oliver Springs' support?
Even stronger.
Well, isn't the oldest rivalry in East Tennessee is Kingston and Rockwood, isn't it?
No, it's Harriman and Rockwood.
Harriman and Rockwood. I apologize.
All right. I was just curious. I heard through the pipeline Oliver Springs had a stronger support system from the community.
No, so what did you think? What do you think was Kingston's problem tonight? Do you think they just they couldn't get moving on offense? They relied a lot on their running back, or do you think that two quarterback system is going to hurt you?
I think a two quarterback system always hurts.
Well, it can have its ups and downs. If you got a really good runner, you can run the Wildcat on short yardage with that. I mean, it has its perks.
Caller, make sure you're listening into the phone instead of watching the TV. There's a huge delay, 10 seconds. So.
Oh, I'm listening to the phone.
Okay. Just taking a while to respond.
So did you have a good evening at watching the game?
Yeah, I had a great evening.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Because I wasn't there. I watched it on the computer.
All right. Well, caller, thank you again for calling in, and hopefully there's better days for Kingston ahead. So thank you for calling. I like him. He seems colorful. I like guys like that.
It was pretty cool. I think he's a little tired.
I match that same energy. So make sure you call in. If you want to call us Beavis and Butthead, that's fine. You can call us Beavis and Butthead. So, just know we strike back.
Especially if you want to talk college football, matchups next week for high school football. I know it's late and a lot of us are probably getting to bed by now, but it's okay. We are here for you.
We'll give it several minutes to see if we have any other colorful commentators on the other line, but we'll take one more commercial break, and if we don't have anyone within the next 5 minutes after that commercial break, we're out of here.
We'll talk about the games next week, and then we're out.
Beavis and Butthead out.
Everywhere you look, you can find unexpected things that make you smile. little reminders to care for your heart. At Covenant Health, we bring more heart to more places. That means more locations, advanced treatments, and expert physicians. Because we know your heart beats for more than just you. It beats for the people, moments, and dreams that matter most. More heart in more places for you. Covenant Health. Let our strength be yours.
High school sports is bigger than the players in the game. It's all about communities, screaming fans, the bands, cheer teams, and mascots. Oh, and the dogs. Just like high school sports, OEB Law is all about results. Hi, I'm Tim Elrod, and the OEB Law team is dedicated to giving you the game-winning results you deserve. OEB Law, just results. 546-1111.
Upgrade your home with stunning natural gas appliances from Oak Ridge Utility District. Enjoy 0% financing with approved credit and turn your dream kitchen into a reality. Call today for a free estimate, get free delivery on all purchases, and enjoy handsome incentives on our appliances. Free delivery, 0% financing, and impressive incentives makes now the perfect time to switch to affordable, safe, and reliable natural gas. Don't wait. Choose Oak Ridge Utility District, your affordable energy choice. Call now or visit our website to get started.
Hey, East Tennessee, ready to save big? It's all at Hammer's Dry Goods. For over 70 years, we've been your hometown store for famous brand men's and ladies' clothing at rock-bottom prices. Need rugged workwear? Sharp casual looks? Ladies' game day gear? We've got it all, and it's priced to move. And when you shop Hammer's, you keep your money local, supporting our schools, our students, and our community. Hammer's Dry Goods. Tradition, value, hometown pride, and savings you can feel. Get to Hammer's today.
The Free Medical Clinic provides primary care at no cost to the working poor. Every day, thousands of families live in fear, afraid to get sick or injured because they have no insurance and low income. But FMC removes that fear. We help people get back to work, back to school, and back on their feet, keeping our families healthy and our economy moving forward.
Especially for our rural and minority neighbors.
With a full suite of services, top-tier medical professionals, FMC is redefining what healthcare looks like for the underserved.
For more information, go to fmcor.org.
This week on Rivalry Friday, it's Dobbins Bennett at Oak Ridge. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. on the Knox.
Hi, I'm Rick Scarborough, State Representative. Friday nights are special in Anderson County. Football under the lights, warm weather, cool nights, and some intense rivalries. I want to congratulate the student athletes, the cheerleaders, the band, the teachers, the coaches. You've worked incredibly hard. Go out there, compete hard, and enjoy it. There's nothing like high school football.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
Kathy May Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy May Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Josh Anderson is a Republican who has fought for families across Anderson County throughout his adult life. Josh is a farmer, a husband, and a father. For 4 generations, his family has lived in Anderson County. A graduate of the University of Tennessee, Josh has served on the Anderson County Commission for 7 years and served as chairman for 3 years. Josh is a businessman who will put his experience to work for all of us. A supporter of term limits, Josh believes 2 terms as mayor is enough. Josh Anderson believes leadership starts with listening.
Hi, welcome back to the Free Medical Clinic talk show. First, we'd like to thank our sponsors, and so we're going to go ahead by. Last year, FMC provided over 15,000 patient appointments and diagnosed. Yeah, let me reread this again. Last year, FMC provided over 15,000 patient appointments and diagnostics worth over $9 million in value of medical care for our communities. This year, FMC launched its mental health division, taking steps to address the opioid crisis, substance use disorders, and depression in our communities, which is really big because that's just really big. A big shout out, thanks, goes to Roane and Anderson County Commissioner for helping with funding to get the care started, because there's a lot of issues when it comes to substance abuse and depression, especially mental health. Mental health in men, please, like, I know it's hard to talk about your feelings, but it is better to reach out to somebody that can help you instead of holding it all in.
You know, and I'll even add to that, there's a misconception out there that if you don't talk about your feelings, then you're not a man. So just make sure that you do talk to someone, and it's okay to talk to someone. Like, there's no shame in that. You're still a man if you talk to someone. That doesn't mean you're any less of a man. So don't fall for that misconception. No man is an island. Just remember that. No man is an island. And on that note, speaking of mental health, how do you feel about UCLA fans and their mental health saying Nico Iamala leaving us?
I think it's a little bit of karma, really. Can I say I didn't see it coming after those the Georgia game and the Texas game where he literally was. I mean, he was getting beat around like a rag doll in those two games. And to me, as a parent, you know, I wouldn't want to see my kid being halfway across the United States and having to worry about a doctor call. You know what I mean?
Well, are we talking about Nico?
Yeah.
His family lives in California, so that
when he was over here, you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Okay, so there's a lot of things to address. Let me just pull this mic a little bit closer so I can be relaxed while I talk about this. So there's a lot of drama that went down with that whole Nico Iamaleava situation last year. So it all started with Coach Dan Lenning from Oregon calling Josh Heupel, informing Coach Heupel about Nico's dad is shopping around. And of course, it was confirmed by Nico himself. I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw it sometime the last several weeks where he actually went to an Oregon game before we played Arkansas, where we lost that game. So now, yeah, so Chandler just confirmed with me he went to the Oregon UCLA game right before we went to Arkansas to play Arkansas and lost. So
he already knew he was leaving.
Well, perhaps, but it definitely shows his mind was not fully in that game. Now, we're going to continue to build off that. Again, his dad visited Oregon. I think Nico was with him. Anyway, they were shopping around at Oregon. Coach Lenning, I respect Coach Lenning a lot more because of him calling Josh Heupel. Nico was shopping around. On top of that, they were trying to finesse Tennessee into paying him more money, and then it turned into this whole back and forth of who's at fault. Nico's dad was saying, well, it's not about the money, it's about wanting better talent around Nico, wanting a better offensive line to protect Nico. Tennessee's saying, well, none of this is true. We're not going to pay you more.
Right? How can I afford to? And this is where I would look at it if I was a coach. How do you expect me to afford the type of protection that you want for your son. If you want your son to make $2 more million more than what I'm already paying him.
And you know what? Joe Klatt, a college football analyst, he made an article bashing Tennessee. So I don't know if you guys saw that or read that, but look it up. Joe Klatt, Tennessee, Nico Iamaleava article, whatever. Joe Klatt blasted Tennessee. Blasted, as David Clary would say. Blasted. Talking about how Tennessee ran this whole propaganda machine against Nico Iamaleava, and Nico never got it in his story, his side of the story. But Joe Klatt never mentioned in that article about Coach Dan Linney from Oregon calling Coach Heupel, informing him of Nico and Nico's dad shopping around during the season. Well, before we lost to Arkansas. So, real quick. On top of that, they say it's not about money. I love the NIL. It's great. I don't fault him for wanting more money. But don't tell me it's not about the money when you try to finesse Tennessee. I think he originally asked for more money, goes to UCLA to make $1 million less, but on top of that, you got to include the California taxes. So it's less than $1 million.
Yeah.
So he's got California taxes, and on top of that, I'm just adding on to the brick by brick. Thanks, Butch Jones. On top of that, he has a terrible team. I don't know if any of you watched the UCLA game. Dude got the same issues. The issues that he had at Tennessee last year were just as glaring at UCLA last week. He has a lot of misreads, overthrows, takes bad sacks. Nothing has changed with Nico Iamaleava, and he has screwed himself. Let me rephrase that. His dad screwed him. I think he was listening to his dad, and his dad put him in a very bad spot. He's still getting paid, but making $1 million less with California taxes. Please, I've talked a lot, sir. You may have the floor.
Oh, no. So, at the end of the day, Tennessee, I think, did the best thing that anybody could have done for in college sports. So, yes, we all know the NIL is here. It's even in high school sports now. That was it's been here for I think 3 years now.
What school specifically is it at?
Well, it's just allowed. Like, I think Tennessee has it. No, Pennsylvania has it allowed to where high school students are allowed to make money off of their name, image, and likeness. And I believe Anderson County had one of the first ones in Tennessee with Nick Moog.
You don't say. Go on.
Nick Moog's senior year, I think they advertised that he was one of the first kids in the state of Tennessee to receive something like that for that new program. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not. I don't want to. But I'm pretty sure I'm right. But anyways, on that aspect, so. But that's just the nature of the beast. You know, colleges have made tons and tons of money off these kids for years and years and years. And now that the kids actually get a chance to make money, I'm all for it. But what a lot of people don't realize is that your bigger schools will make that kind of money. Your lower schools, like your NAIAs and your Division IIs, your top tier programs, yes, they can offer you, scholarships to that sort of magnitude. I wouldn't say that kind of money, but like, for instance, I know with working with Derek, at the lower level, when you get offered a scholarship, it means something. It isn't just, oh man, I'm a 5-star player, and if I don't get my way, I can go play somewhere else. At the lower levels, man, if you get a scholarship and it means something. And when Josh Heupel stood up to Nico and said, look, man, no, we're not going to pay you $2 million because we need players invested in the team.
First off, what has he done to earn $2 million? His performance last year at quarterback was subpar at best. So again, I ask the same question. What has he done to earn a pay raise? If I go to work and I didn't meet the expectations of my boss and employer, you think if I ask for a pay raise, they're going to give it to me? No. In fact, they may just fire me. But anywho, yeah. So
that's basically what Tennessee did. They fired Nico.
He tried to finesse Tennessee. Now he's saying it's not about the money. And you know what's really funny to me? He also said, well, I hope it's nothing personal. Nico Iamaleava said this in an interview. He said, "Well, I hope the Tennessee fans realize it's nothing personal. I just wanted to be close to family." Well, if that's the case, if he ever has a shot at the NFL, I guess he only wants to play for the Chargers, Raiders, and 49ers because he only wants to be close to family.
Well,
so it's bogus. I think Nico's dad is wrong, and I consider him an adult. I don't care about he's getting paid like an adult. He's above 20. I could be wrong. He's 20, 21. Either way, he's getting paid like an adult. Don't care.
Well, Boo. I wouldn't say along the lines of strong arming, kind of like the way Nico did, but Boo did a form of strong arming himself. He wanted more responsibility. He wanted more roles as a wide receiver in the offense, and he held out, and he set out a couple practices and stuff like that, and wasn't the money issue as more of it was to have more roles, but that was kind of the same thing Boo did. So I don't. If you're gonna slap the hand of one, then you got to slap the hand of the other, because in my circumstances, yes, you want more roles, but are you doing what's best for the team? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you want. It matters what the team wants. And if the team needs you to do this, then this is what you have to do. It's just and that's, in order to be successful, that's what I need you to do. So to me, I feel like colleges have lost that. Have lost that will to be like, all right, man, I'm playing for Tennessee, and I will do everything in my will and power to perform at the top standard that Tennessee wants me to perform at. That's just my thought.
Boo Carter will be gone by the December portal deadline. He's only back because he would have had to sit out a year, and that's career suicide. Mark my words, Boo Carter will be gone by the December portal deadline. He holds no loyalty to any program but himself. And then, hold on, and that's fine. That's fine. If you don't want to be loyal to someone, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you're an employer, you don't want to be loyal to a certain employer? Cool. That's fine. But if you look at Boo Carter's career, 3 different high schools in 3 years. Well, this is just a pattern. Human nature teaches us it's hard to change patterns of behavior. I don't know why he wants to do that. He could be a stud here. He's from Tennessee. Everyone would love him, treat him like a king. But for whatever reason, he's just, I don't know who's in his here. Maybe it's his, I have no idea. Either way, in my personal opinion, Boo Carter will be gone by the December portal deadline. He's only back because he would have had to sit out a year. He will be gone. He holds no loyalty to anyone or any program but himself.
He missed the transfer portal deadline, right?
He will leave whenever the opportunity presents itself again. He's gone. And not one person is bigger than the program. Whether it's a small business, whether it's a football program, family, not one person is bigger than the entirety of the establishment. And if you think you're Mr. Big Crap, Mr. Big Stuff walking around, and you ain't liking what you're getting, leave. We don't want you here. I'm glad Heupel is taking a stand against Nico, and hopefully, I have no idea. I hope Boo has learned something from this, but I doubt he did.
Well, so far it's proven to be the right choice as far as.
What do you mean the right choice?
Well, look at what they did to Syracuse. Syracuse wasn't a pushover. Okay, Syracuse isn't some kind of pushover. Okay, Syracuse is a good program. All right, they're in the ACC. They used to be a very dominant program back when C.J. Spiller played for them.
Okay, so where is Boo Carter in this?
So. What I was saying is that with Tennessee taking the stand that they're doing and trying to get guys that are buying into the program and buying into, hey, look, the buy-in is what coaches will talk to, is that there's a buy-in, and so if it was there in the beginning, why is money pushing you away from it? Like you with Boo and anybody that chooses to go to a certain school, like prior to that selection, you have this school and you have this school and this school and this school and this school, especially if you're a really talented athlete, right? So when you sit down and make that decision, right? And now, granted, money is the issue now, right? But when you sit down and make that decision, your coaches are telling you, look, don't look at it for the money aspect. Look at what it could do for you long term wise, right? And then you make that decision. To me, that's a buy-in, man. Like, you're buying into my philosophy. You're buying into to what I'm about to teach you. You're buying into this team. That this team that if you make it is going to be the best version of yourself because you're on it. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me, but I don't think it makes sense to Boo Carter.
No, because of the money. I get it. At that level, yes, you want to be about the team, but then again, too, you want to put yourself first because you're old enough to where you have to.
I hope people realize, like, it's not a bad thing what he's doing. Like, if he wants to make more money, great, make more money. But it's just we're starting to see why he left he went to 3 different high schools in 3 years. It's glaring. He seems to be a locker room issue, and I hope he straightens up and grows up because he's very talented. Seems to be very immature. We all were at that age at one point in our lives, but he needs to grow up really fast because I don't know if you remember this Tennessee player, but Nuke Richardson during the Lane Kiffin years. He's a talented player, stud. Unfortunately, got in some trouble with the law. Just as much talent as Boo Carter. And where is he now? We have no idea. Probably not in a good situation. So I hope Boo Carter grows up fast because he's going to have to, because he has the potential to make a lot of money and play in the NFL. But again, I'm hammering this down because if he doesn't grow up and get in line like everyone else, no team is going to want him. Whether he's a locker room cancer, whether he thinks he's bigger than the organization team, he has got to grow up.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you on that one. I feel like there's a select few of programs out there, and Georgia's one of them, Tennessee's one of them, Florida State's one of them, that truly are trying to build a team-first program. Like, man, football is a team sport. Like, yes, you're in it, but man, it takes 22 guys, 11 on offense, 11 on defense. And if you guys ain't clicking on all cylinders, it's going to be a long day. Outside of that, I have nothing else to we can chat all night if you want. Not really. I got to get my boy to bed.
All right, so go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Okay, so we're going to talk about upcoming games, okay? So August 22nd. Well, that's already passed. August 29th, the 5th, Western Central. All right, so Rivalry Friday next week is going to be Dobbins, Bennett, and Oak Ridge. And we have a caller on the line. And they hung up. Okay, so you don't have to hug. You can call back, caller, if you want. We're still on if you like. You're more than welcome to call back. So next Friday will be Dobbins, Bennett at Oak Ridge. So I think Anderson County's on the road to Heritage, and I'm not sure if Clinton's back home next week or not. I think they might be on the road too because they had two home games, I think, so they might be on the road. So man, if you're don't want to travel and you want to catch a really good game, I'm telling you, man, that Oak Ridge and Dobbins Bennett game is going to be a really good game to go watch. It's going to be action packed. I promise you. Oh, it's Clinton. So Clinton may be home against Carnes. That's going to be a good game. Clinton needs to win that game. Okay. We do have a caller calling back, and we'll get back to the Rivalry Friday. Thursday is Alcoa and West.
I do believe so.
I think Rivalry Thursday is Alcoa and West, I think. That's going. Are they ready? Yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and take his caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the Free Medical Clinic. Good evening.
Yes, sir. I was at the Oak Ridge game down in Lenore City, and Oak Ridge looked dominant. I mean, it was just hate to say this, but it was they were very dominant, and you guys are doing a good show. I appreciate you guys.
Oh man, well thank you. Yeah, we appreciate that.
We love to entertain people like you, and as an Oak Ridge fan, I love that fellow Oak Ridgers call. So
Yeah.
I'm curious about a couple things. One, how did I saw the game online, but what did Oak Ridge do that you liked?
Everything.
That's a good answer, man. That's a good answer. Because they should, right? They were very dominant tonight, right?
Hey, Butthead is he's a good guy.
Who are you referring to me?
Yes, sir. I mean, I remember you very, in your younger years, and you were kind of a knucklehead, and you've matured greatly. And I appreciate your insight with everything that's going on with all aspects of football now.
Who are you referring to?
The Butthead.
That would probably be. I think he's referring to me.
Are you referring to
gentleman in the hat?
No, the other boy.
The blonde-haired boy.
Yes, sir.
That's Cody. Cody, where we call him Butthead. Yep, we'll call you Butthead.
Yeah, but hey, I appreciate both of you guys.
Caller, real quick, what's your name?
Gary.
Gary what?
I ain't gonna tell you my last name.
Caller, you are much appreciated. Real quick, talk some college football with us before we call this a night. What do you think about this whole Nico Iamaleava situation?
Hey, Gary, let me tell you something.
I'm listening.
Your insight was very, very right as far as, because, I mean, you go from Tennessee with no income tax, and you go to California where they tax everything except, everything. That was, his dad is the one that dominated him.
Yeah.
And I was like, I watched that UCLA game the other night, and it was like, well, not a good business move on his part.
No, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. Because if you want your child to have any shot at playing in the NFL, you need to keep him in the SEC.
Absolutely.
I don't think UCLA is known as the hub for NFL players. So
they're not. I'm going to say that they aren't a hub for NFL players. They have produced NFL players, but if you want your child, and this is God's honest truth, if you want your child to play in the NFL or have a chance to play in the NFL, you have a better chance of trying to but you got to make a starting lineup in the SEC. You can't be second string, third string. You got to make a starting lineup. If you can make a starting lineup in the SEC, there's a very good chance that you're going to go at least undrafted.
Absolutely. And I think Aguilar, I tell you who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Josh Allen as far as the way he's like, I'm out there.
Relax, Gary. Relax. Calm down. We're all excited about Joey Aguilar. I understand the hype.
Now, wait just a second. Now, I think, I think he'll be all right. At least he doesn't go out of bounds, when he looks and sees and he gets the bug eyes and goes, oh, I got to get out of bounds because I might get broke in half.
Right.
And I guarantee you, he'll be broken in half. If UCLA wins 4 games, they'll be lucky.
Yeah, right. Well, they are in the Pac. They're a Pac-12 team, right? They still in the Pac-12?
No, they're in the Big Ten. Duh. The Big.
Oh yes, they are. That's right. They did move up there. Yes, you're right. I apologize.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway,
man, I appreciate you two guys are doing a great job.
Well, we appreciate that, and thank you for your compliment. We try our best, and I'm curious. You don't have to give me a straight answer, but did we do a better job than Queener and Cox, or we have some work to do?
I'm not going to. I'm Sergeant.
Plead the fifth, man.
Let him finish.
I know nothing. I plead the fifth on that.
Yeah, you know what? That is an answer in itself. We are definitely an upgrade, and we're looking forward to taking over the show. A new era for this show has started.
Yeah.
This is a pro Oak Ridge sports show now, not these trash anti-Oak Ridge commentators and analysts.
Oak Ridge man forever.
There you go. There you go. Hey, if you're not doing nothing next Friday, man, head up over to Blank Ship Field. I'm telling you, that's going to be a.
I'll be there.
Yeah, that's going to be a game, buddy. That's going to be a good game.
Well, there ain't no question he'll be there. If he's going to freaking Lenore City, he'll be at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Buddy and Honey, we will be there.
Listen to this, big boy.
I'm listening, big boy.
I'll be there, and I'll give you a big hug when I see you.
I don't know what you look like, but I accept, just as long as it's just a hug.
Absolutely.
All right, roll Wildcats, roll, and hey, go David Clary and go Braves.
Go Braves.
Well, we'll not go that far. But,
Tell David Clary that I love him, and we need to go. You know what? Never mind.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, boy.
Yes, sir. You have a wonderful evening.
All right. See you, boy.
Yep. Bye-bye.
I almost said something that I may have regretted, so I'm really glad I didn't say it. It was an inside joke. Yeah, it will be the first time Brad Jones, the great and lovely and handsome Brad Jones has walked in, and you know what? I think we've got it there. So, do you have anything to add?
No, just that Thursday, Rivalry Thursday is Alcoa and West, and Rivalry Friday is Oak Ridge, Dobbins-Bennett at Oak Ridge. Anderson County is on the road at Heritage. That's going, and if Anderson County fans travel, so there's no worry there on that as far as fans wise. But that's going to be a big matchup to watch because Heritage is really, really good, and Anderson County right now with a couple injuries might. That game has a 50-50 chance of going either way for Anderson County or Heritage. Clinton is playing at homes against Carnes. That's another game.
He's playing what?
Clinton's playing at home at Carnes, right? Playing.
The Carnes coach team.
Right, Carnes? Is it Carnes?
Yeah, Carnes.
Yep, and they're playing at Clinton. I think he said Clinton.
That's a win they need. Or
well, yeah, they need.
If Clinton loses that, you can bet your that fan base is gonna raise some hell.
Well, there's no playoff. They lose that. That's pretty much their playoff shot. They have to beat that. They have to win Carnes if they want a chance to at least make one round of playoffs. Because with the way that region is set up with Powell, West, Halls, Carnes, Oak Ridge isn't there, so you got Clinton in it. It's going to be, you got to win. William Blunt's in that region, so there's 6. So you already lost William Blunt. Carnes is your last easy team outside of that region. All right, so you got to win that Carnes game. I don't want to put no pressure on the Clinton community. All right, the boys done really well tonight. I'm not saying that they didn't, but you really need to show up next week, boys. Really, really need to show up. All right.
Coming from an AC fan.
Yeah, you got to put all the talk out of your head. You got to put all the noise from the outside community out of your head, and you got to focus on one thing, and that is Carnes and kicking their butt Friday night. That's all you got to focus on.
I think you're the first Anderson County fan to give such a motivational speech to the Clinton community.
Well, it's for the kids, okay? You know, at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, right? We're here for the kids.
We're here for the kids, correct.
So,
all right.
Outside of that, hey, thank you guys very much for having me on. I enjoyed this. Totally.
Yes, this was Alan's first time, so...
First time ever on TV for anything.
Yeah, he was really nervous walking in. I thought he was going to piss himself, but hey, he's here and he's done a good job. So we're going to give him a big round of applause. Good job, Alan.
Thank you.
He definitely carried the show. I'm just a backpack. I'm bringing him down. So thank you.
No,
guys.
you did wonderful. I appreciate it because it was an icebreaker. I was hoping some DJ or somebody would have been here because it'd have been a little rocky in the beginning if it was me.
We will see you guys next week. Tune in and have a good weekend. Roll Vols.
Everywhere you look, you can find unexpected things that make you smile. Little reminders to care for your heart. At Covenant Health, we bring more heart to more places. That means more locations, advanced treatments, and expert physicians. Because we know your heart beats for more than just you. It beats for the people, moments, and dreams that matter most. More heart in more places for you. Covenant Health. Let our strength be yours.
High school sports is bigger than the players in the game. It's all about communities, screaming fans, the bands, cheer teams, and mascots. Oh, and the dogs. Just like high school sports, OEB Law is all about results. Hi, I'm Tim Elrod, and the OEB Law team is dedicated to giving you the game-winning results you deserve. OEB Law, just results. 546-1111.
Hey, East Tennessee, ready to save big? It's all at Hammer's Dry Goods. For over 70 years, we've been your hometown store for famous brand men's and ladies' clothing at rock-bottom prices. Need rugged workwear? Sharp casual looks? Ladies' game day gear? We've got it all, and it's priced to move. And when you shop Hammer's, you keep your money local, supporting our schools, our students, and our community. Hammer's Dry Goods. Tradition, value, hometown pride, and savings you can feel. Get to Hammer's today.
The Free Medical Clinic provides primary care at no cost to the working poor. Every day, thousands of families live in fear, afraid to get sick or injured because they have no insurance and low income. But FMC removes that fear. We help people get back to work, back to school, and back on their feet, keeping our families healthy and our economy moving forward.
Especially for our rural and minority neighbors.
With a full suite of services, top-tier medical professionals, FMC is redefining what healthcare looks like for the underserved.
For more information, go to fmcor.org.
This week on Rivalry Friday, it's Dobbins Bennett at Oak Ridge. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. on the Knox.
Cooler weather brings autumn-colored leaves and football time in Tennessee. Warm up with natural gas heat or enjoy the year-round comfort of natural gas water heaters, ranges, and clothes dryers. More affordable and reliable, natural gas keeps your home cozy while increasing its value. Whether you're a new home builder or a homeowner wanting an upgrade, consider all the benefits natural gas offers. Call us today or visit us online to learn more. Oak Ridge Utility District, your hometown natural gas provider.
Hi, I'm Rick Scarborough, State Representative. Friday nights are special in Anderson County. Football under the lights, warm weather, cool nights, and some intense rivalries. I want to congratulate the student athletes, the cheerleaders, the band, the teachers, the coaches. You've worked incredibly hard. Go out there, compete hard, and enjoy it. But nothing like high school football.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
Kathy May Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy May Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community,
Get ready for summer and late season at Hammer Stores. Every week there are new shipments of ladies' famous label sportwear and men's branded clothing. Ladies and girls boutique fashions are 25% off Hammer's regularly low marked price. Check out
everybody, and welcome to the Hearthside Bank pregame show before Rivalry Friday tonight. Mark Packer along with Aaron Harvey as we inch our way towards a great matchup in 5A tonight, that being West and Central. We all saw last night on Rivalry Thursday the PAL win over Halls 32-13. That game with this one, Aaron Harvey, the two games that really kind of give us a barometer of where we are in 5A.
Oh, yeah. 5A is always very extremely talented. You've got 4 state championships between these two teams tonight in the last 7 years. And then PAL has a championship on top of that in there. So, yeah, a lot of talented teams, but they hadn't played anybody in the region until now. So, yeah, it's really important.
Yeah, this is when those games get important. We talk about the preseason games or the ones before you hit region play. Region play starts this week, so this game really important. Hey, before we turn our attention completely to this game, let's take a look back at last night. Austin Price and Eric Kane with a look back at the PAL win over Halls.
On Rivalry Thursday was the Battle of Embry Road. Halls traveling to PAL, and it was PAL improving to 2-0 on the year. Halls falling to 0-3. Let's take a look at the action and figure out how we got here. And early on, it was Deuce Rogers.
Yeah, great response. Of course, he missed last week's game. Didn't look like it here on drive number 1. 54 yards on the keeper, setting up the first touchdown of the game. But he goes to the air to Zy Jackson for the score.
Nice toe tap by Jackson there, the young receiver, with a nice play. Then Halls with a colossal mistake as they, I don't know what that was, but it was not good. And then that eventually leads to this right here, a Halls stop. Halls now backed up. They're going to have to punt, though. And that. Punting it into his up back, and then eventually recovered by South Florida commit Iverson Garcia.
Special teams miscued early, not great, but Halls kind of get something going in a little bit, moving the football down there. Division I prospect Jarrell Chandler moving the 6 there. Inside the 5, and that's Daniel that bounces off a tackler into the end zone for the score, the first score of the day for Halls.
Yeah, Michaelis Daniel finds 6 points. Powell would try to move it back down the field. Here come the Panthers, matriculating down the field right before the half. The field goal is good, and Powell is on the board again. Halls, though, coming right back. Brody Rogers, unbelievable catch. And eventually, in the second half, it is that guy just too tough to tame as he walks in. Unbelievable game for Deuce Rogers.
Yeah, he was fantastic. See that stiff arm right there just saying, get off me. And again, first game back from injury, he looked great.
32-13. Powell gets the win. Big win on Rivalry Thursday. We'll see Halls again here later in the season against Central. Mark, back to you guys over there at Central.
Guys, thanks. Yeah, what a win last night for PAL. One of those barometer games as they got the win. And tonight, if it goes chalk in this region, you would predict that PAL and West would get the wins. West would be the favorite tonight. However, Central looked really good last week.
They did, and then you've also got to look at momentum. Momentum is so important. Where are the kids' heads at? And I know that's been the question's been asked. Maryville just got walloped by Maryville last week, whereas Central's coming off a huge region win against Fulton. So you would think Central's got the momentum coming into this one, and West is trying to figure it out.
Well, and you speak of that, Aaron. You talk about West. Baron Chandler, now the new head coach of West. He took over from Lamar Brown, who is now at Maryville, defensive line coach there. Sophie Starkey had a chance to catch up with the new head coach of the Rebels just a few minutes ago.
Coach, this program is one of the best in the state with numerous state titles over the recent years. What makes this program so competitive?
Well, we just have a great community at West High School. Our administration, our staff, we've got a ton of great support, and, it helps to have a few good players, too. So.
In the last recent weeks, what have you learned about your team's resilience and work ethic?
Well, I know this, that they've had to deal with a lot, and they've dealt with more than any team really should ever have to be asked to deal with. And I've been so proud of them at just continuing to fight and continue to persevere and to keep trying to do the right thing and do things the right way.
Absolutely. Now, in last week's matchup, your secondary did struggle a little bit against Maryville. So what defensive adjustments are you hoping to make in tonight's game?
Really, the biggest adjustment is just execute what we're supposed to be doing. To be honest, that we faced a really good football team in Maryville and a really good quarterback and some receivers over there. But it's about us, and we've got to execute what we do well.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and there's a lot for Baron Chandler and this West coaching staff to figure out as they come off of the loss to Maryville. And as we mentioned, they didn't get to play a first game. They were supposed to play Bearden. It was a no contest on that Saturday night when there was lightning. So their opener was the emotionally charged game at Maryville.
Yeah, and I heard Nick Saban say something. He was talking about Alabama's loss last Saturday. He said, the good news is you know what you've got, what you need to work on from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, 100%. And excuse me, Aaron, we get the graphic here on the screen. OEB Rivalry Friday is brought to you by Carson Newman. Our thanks to Carson Newman for jumping on board with us this year as our presenting sponsor for Rivalry Friday. Back to your Nick Saban story. Sorry, saw the graphic.
No, that's fine. Nick Saban saying, hey, the good news for Alabama and Kalen DeBoer is now after that loss, they know what they need to work on. So that's an advantage that Central has. They got to play that first game, and then they got to go to that second week against Fulton. West now knows what they have, but they were going against Maryville, one of the best teams in the state.
And Maryville got to play Alcoa.
Exactly.
And as we say, those first games of the season, those preseason games, are your opportunity to get answers to those questions. West just didn't have that opportunity.
That's right.
Hey, let us take a break. We'll come back. We'll inch our way towards kickoff here. Sophie's going to have a chance to sit down and visit with Kevin Lane, the head coach of the Central Bobcats, as we inch our way towards OEB Rivalry Friday, brought to you by Carson Newman. It is West and Central at the top of the hour.
High school sports is bigger than the players in the game. It's all about communities, screaming fans, the bands, cheer teams, and mascots. Oh, and the dogs. Just like high school sports, OEB Law is all about results. Hi, I'm Tim Elrod, and the OEB Law team is dedicated to giving you the game-winning results you deserve. OEB Law, just results. 546-1111.
Hey, East Tennessee, ready to save big? It's all at Hammer's Dry Goods. For over 70 years, we've been your hometown store for famous brand men's and ladies' clothing at rock-bottom prices. Need rugged workwear? Sharp casual looks? Ladies' game day gear? We've got it all, and it's priced to move. And when you shop Hammer's, you keep your money local, supporting our schools, our students, and our community. Hammer's Dry Goods. Tradition, value, hometown pride, and savings you can feel. Get to Hammer's today.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The free medical clinic tries to take that fear away.
Bringing the healthcare, primary care out to our rural communities. I've had patients tell me that if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be able to have any kind of health care. So us being able to go into these areas and provide that on-site care to these patients that can also come back week to week if they need for follow-up primary care, it is life-changing. It means a world of difference between actually life and death for them.
Kathy May Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality.
Yeah, what a beautiful night for football here tonight at Central High School. Mark Packer along with Aaron Harvey. And looking forward to this game tonight, no question about that. Let's check in with J.P. Peace, the linebacker at West. He's a Tennessee commitment. He's one of the worst-kept secrets. His grandfather, former Tennessee head coach Philip Fulmer. His father, Robert Peace, played linebacker. This is a kid who can flat play and is going to play on Saturdays.
I'm very excited to be playing at Newman Stadium in a couple years. My dad played there. My grandpa coached there. I built a really special relationship with the coaches. I'm excited to get that next part of my life. Honestly, just to continue building my knowledge of the game, my technique as far as getting off blocks, making plays, just little things like that. Obviously, we had a really hard triple overtime loss to Sevier County. That's fueled all of us through this offseason, and we've been working really hard to make a lot of statements and prove a lot of people wrong about us being able to win a state championship this year. I mean, my footwork's very important, just that when I'm getting on the blocks, keeping a good base, being in a power position, getting to open field tackles, keeping a good base, keep my feet running, just little things like that. I mean, on both sides is awesome, just being able to have that much of an impact in the game and doing everything I can do to do my best for my team. Just little things like that, that's how you get picks and make big-time plays. Just making reads off the quarterback, even running backs on where they're going to be going. So the vision's very important. Just watching film with my dad, building my knowledge up on the game, obviously open field tackles, and getting it blocks on a good base. So just really been hammering everything down to make sure I'm the best player I can be.
Well, there's a lot of games coming your way tonight on the Blitz. Emily Ray Cochran and Camille and Elijah going to have you covered. Let's talk about some of the games you'll see tonight on the Blitz. Obviously, Weston Central is the one that we've got for you, and that's tonight at 11 o'clock on WBIR. Maryville at Bearden, Koa at Gibbs, Loudon at Kingston, the 10 tailgate game.
Yeah, that's a very interesting game because it is the Jim Hoot Memorial Bowl.
Okay.
Jim Hoot Gibson coached all over East Tennessee. His first job was at Coalfield, his last job at Wartburg, but helped lead Loudon to a state championship as a defensive coordinator, then went on, helped Kingston play for, left Loudon, went to Kingston, helped Kingston play for a state championship. And so the late Jim Gibson, that game